with Pay Me Checking. Get paid instead of paying. Communication Federal Credit Union. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Looking for a great career? Metro Technology Centers has the training you need for jobs in high demand. Metro Tech has hands-on training in eye care technology, aircraft maintenance, and many more. Earn critical certifications and licenses taught by industry experts. Metro Tech provides real skills for real life that prepare you for that first day of work. Financial aid is available for those qualified. Enroll now and gain a competitive edge for your future. Metro Technology Centers, preparing for life.
This weekend, visit Jcpenney for TGI Black Friday. Get the same Black Friday prices just earlier on thousands of new deals before they're gone. Score the absolute best saving to get select women's St. John's Bay and A&A sweaters for $9.99 each. Or shop select cooks, waffle makers, slow cooker, or panini press for $14.99 each after 6 to 11/8. Conditions and exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Douglas Trojans football. Paul, LJ the DJ Littlejohn, and SSM Health St. Anthony Hospital presents the 2020 Douglas Trojans football broadcast. Your Douglas Trojans take on McLeod this Friday, November 6th at Moses F. Miller Stadium at Douglas High School. The Douglas Trojans will protect home field, and head coach Derek Adams on the Douglas Trojans. The game can be heard on OKC Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, online at okcheartandsoul.com. Our app streamed by PPBC and the Douglas Trojans football YouTube page. The Douglas Trojans football broadcast brought to you by SSM Health, St. Anthony's Hospital, Geronimo's, Black's Flower Shop, Pollard Funeral Home, Chuck Davis State Farm, The Black Chronicle, Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, Treymac Entertainment, ATCLF Incorporated, Paul, LJ the DJ Littlejohn, and Power 103.5.
Other banks charge fees on savings and checking accounts. Doesn't sound good, does it? Capital One reimagined banking. So it sounds more like this. With Capital One, you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. Get started now at a Capital One location or online. Sound good to you? This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Approval required. Offered by Capital One N.A. member FDIC. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
Need a banking partner you can count on? Call First Security Bank and Trust Company. It will be the best call you will ever make. Personal banking with First Security Bank and Trust Company can make life so easy. We offer mobile banking, online banking, and qualifying accounts can even make deposits using a cell phone. You will have instant access to all of your financial information, and you're able to check your balance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can transfer funds and even pay bills. You have total control. Plus, we offer personal customer service to help you with all your banking needs. Visit us today at 1541 Northeast 23rd Street or give us a call at 405-424-4341 or visit our website at www.fsbokc.com. First Security Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Oh, yes. Welcome back to the Metro Tech pregame show. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods in the box with you. It's time to start breaking down tonight's contest. The Millwood Falcons taking on Crossing Christian, the Knights from Crossing Christian. And if everybody says it's in Edmond, well, where is it? Okay, if you know where Quail Springs Mall is, it's down the street. That's where it is. I mean, it's west of Quail Springs Mall. Yes, it's just down the street, though. It's still on Memorial.
Yeah, it's a beautiful facility, by the way.
Tremendous facility.
Yeah.
As we get ready for tonight's contest, it's time to hear from the coach himself. Coach Franklin, I asked him one of the things this week was, of course, Gary Woods pretty much spoke it, but Coach Franklin's got to put it in his own words in terms of what his team needed to do to get back on track after a bye week, after a big win. Sometimes those things have the potential to derail your momentum and make you backslide a little bit. And this is what Coach Franklin had to say.
We still need to get better. You know, we need to come out and execute. We did have a week where everybody had a week where the weather was just kind of crazy, at least here in the city. And so we need to get back to clicking on cylinders and understanding that in order for us to be where we need to be, we need to be a little bit better than we were versus Jones. And that's hard to do with a week off, and you kind of, can't have any contact because, people don't have power and all that kind of stuff. So we came back in. Seniors understand that they got to lock in, and they've been more than focused because they understand this is it. This is their last guaranteed, and from this point on, you playing every week for your life.
And he said it so well there. He said it so well there, Coach Woods. I mean, each week this is an establishing you're playing for your life, and you got to get that mentality now because this is the last free one. So
right.
I mean, this is the week where most of the things you start now you carry over to the next week.
That's right. That's right. And I think he kind of talks about there being a disadvantage to having an off week, and but for me, the way I look at it, it's another week to get healed up. It's another week to fine-tune some things. It's another week. I mean, and also, too, when you consider who they would have been playing, it probably wouldn't have been, that big of a deal. But it gives them an opportunity to prepare for tonight and then also begin to really, work on that identity that we talk about so often during the course of the games. Millwood is still trying to establish some things. We saw where they're trying to work in, Leon Mackey and incorporate him. They're still trying to figure out how to incorporate all of the weapons that they have. Defense, we saw defense took a significant stride against Jones between the pass rush and the coverage on the back end. I think having 2 weeks is a good thing right now. I really do.
And now, funny that you would mention Jones. One of the things that was a stickler in that Jones game, because I said this to Coach Franklin in our interview. I said to him, the score is not indicative of really how a game played. And I said, how many points out there did the Falcons leave out there? But those troubling things for you was the snaps.
Yeah, the snaps and the untimely penalties.
Right, but one of the issues was the huge snaps. A lot of folks were asking questions about that. Got a lot of questions in my inbox about that. Yeah. This is what Coach Franklin had to say about that particular situation.
It was just adrenaline. For those that don't know Juice gets after it. Juice plays both sides of the ball, and we just got a big turnover. And Juice is 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", 330 pounds, and he wants to get on that guy and dominate. And his adrenaline was just going. And we talk about it, and he came over, and everybody was about to yell at him, and I told him, I said, don't say a word to him. Don't say nothing. Leave him alone. I got it. And I walked up to him. I said, hey, you're a great snapper. Great center. Do a great job. I said, but it don't mean nothing if Ricky can't catch it. Take some off. I said, I said, it's costly. Those little things are costly. I got you, Coach. I said, all right, thank you. I walked off.
And I believe that exactly is how that played out tonight. That night also, Coach Woods.
Yeah.
Because we know that was the difficulty and how they had to deal with that situation, and we knew that's how that had to happen. But you said it during the game. It's adrenaline because you said Big Juice is just motivated. He's a great center. He plays both sides of the ball, and he knows what that defensive guy is trying to do to him as well.
Yeah, he was playing against a kid that was 6'2", 283 pounds, and the kid is an advanced type player for his age. Good test, a good opportunity for Juice to look good on film. And this kid was the type of nose guard that you kind of, if you're a competitor, you want that kind of kid to face that all night. And Juice just was fired up. He just amped up. And for people who don't know Juice Major, this is a kid who can throw an 87, 88 mile-an-hour fastball. So when he's amped up and he's snapping that ball back at Ricky Hunt, that ball's coming like super fast. And then if you combine that with the fact that Juice is trying to come off the ball low and play leverage against that nose guard like he was, his butt rises in the air, and so his hand goes up with his butt. His release is higher
because of the snap. Yeah,
because of the snap. Right. Yeah, and that's all it was. Juice, as a young player, a high school player, he just has to learn that even going half speed, Juice, you're going to be better than most nose guards you're going to face. week in and week out at the 2A level.
Yeah, no question about that. Now, for those who want to watch the game, hey, go ahead and go to OKCHeartandSoul.com. Click on the Millwood Falcon YouTube link. You can watch the game right now. You can go through our pregame process with us. Also on Facebook Live on OKC Heart and Soul. It's there right now for you. Go find it, join in, and lock in with it. One more thing to talk about in that Jones game, I think it's worth noting, Coach Woods, is the fact that head coach Darwin Franklin said for the most part that was a dominating performance by the defense in that second half of that game by Jones. And he was actually very pumped up about it. And I asked him this exact question. I said, was that the best your secondary had played? And this is Coach Franklin's response.
Absolutely, 100%. When we looked at film, there were things that they did technique-wise that we've been working on every single day. Every day we're doing the matrix. Every day we're going through our basic drop back drills, our basic reads, our basic steps. Every day, I mean, I'm harping constantly on the little bitty things. And when I say I, is myself, is Coach Henderson, and Coach Early, and we are sitting here. We do that drill every single day. And this time they finally figured it, and they played natural. We were able to make calls, and they'd be able to just have fun and just play ball.
Coach Woods, now, again, how good can this defense be? First of all, I'll give you a chance to react to what Coach Franklin said there.
Nah, he was spot on. I mean, the one thing that we always talk about is, coverage and pressure work together in terms of pass rush versus coverage on the back end. And so I think, and I always believe that it always starts up front. So, the secondary, they did demonstrate good technique. They did a great job of recovering and covering. However, but it started with those 4 kids up front, plus the blitzing linebackers and the defensive ends coming off, getting pressure, making the quarterback uneasy in the pocket.
Now, you've seen a lot of talent over your days.
Oh,
but
yeah.
let me ask you this, because to me, the quarterback at Jones was the best quarterback the Falcons had seen this season.
Yeah. On the hoof, as my daddy always say, pound for pound is what most other people say. This kid's sitting at 6'4", 6'5", 215, 220 pounds. I mean, got an arm like you wouldn't believe. But when you bringing smoke on that bud, everybody has a tendency to get some happy feet.
And I also talked to Coach Franklin about this. Didn't have a chance to get this because we need to go to break here, come back and get things going. But I need to say this to you, that it's kind of interesting how mobile quarterbacks, once they get hit by the Falcons, they all change up. Mm-hmm. And Coach Franklin's response was, he said, that's because we fly.
That's right.
He says, if you're going to, he said, it's find an angle and fly. And if you're not doing that, he says, you're not on the field for me. Mm-hmm. And I said that makes perfect sense, because in those games where Jones and Kellyville's quarterback, both of those games, when those young men got to running, they took a couple of shots. They didn't run anymore. They didn't run anymore because you knew that the Falcons were coming after you. It's time for us to take a second break of course, our MetroTech pregame show. Before we go, I want to go ahead and thank OG&E. OG&E energizes the communities they serve, finding a rewarding career at OG&E.com. OG&E, energizing life. Time for us to take a break. We'll be back on the other side. I got more details about Crossing Christian we'll talk about, and we'll get you ready for Millwood. That's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E.
James here with Boomer Kia. Heard this before? Location, location, location. There's one location for the best deals on a brand new Kia. Boomer Kia. Go to boomerkia.com, click the iPreCheck banner, and get pre-approved instantly, all without hurting your credit. Then get to Boomer Kia off I-240 in South OKC.
At Wing Supreme, we are still the king of the gourmet wing and open for business. Simply call ahead at 405-702-5464 or order online at wingsupreme.com, and we'll have your order ready for you when you get here. Yeah, we're still serving up all your favorites, including our signature Honey Love Wings. We're open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 8, and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9 at 3925 North Lincoln Boulevard. Wing Supreme, where we're still the king of the gourmet wing. Call your order in at 405-702-5464 405-702-5464 or order online at wingsupreme.com.
Need a banking partner you can count on? Call First Security Bank and Trust Company. It will be the best call you will ever make. Personal banking with First Security Bank and Trust Company can make life so easy. We offer mobile banking, online banking, and qualifying accounts can even make deposits using a cell phone. You will have instant access to all of your financial information, and you're able to check your balance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can transfer funds and even pay bills. You have total control. Plus, we offer personal customer service to help you with all your banking needs. Visit us today at 1541 Northeast 23rd Street or give us a call at 405-424-4341 or visit our website at www.fsbokc.com. First Security Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
And we are back. Welcome back to the Metro Tech pregame show. Officially under 5 minutes away before kickoff. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on the call with you. Want to go ahead and start talking about this Christian Crosstown team. Of course, the head coach for this team is Jonathan Keithley. He was excited. Crossing Christian moved up from, a different class to get into 2A. And sometimes when you make that adjustment, you've got to get used to the competition. He was very excited about the kids because they come back with a lot of experience, and it all starts with Owen Krotz. He is the cog that makes this machine go. He's a senior, 6'1" quarterback, 170 pounds. He's the one that makes it go. They come out in a multiple spread offense, usually about 3 or 4 receiver sets, spread formation, kind of what everybody typically does. And then when it comes to the defensive side of the ball, they do use a 4-3, but they traditionally, like when they play the Falcons, most teams go to a 3-3-3. And that's typically what we see from that team. So, Gary, Crossing Christian's a team didn't find the success, but they've been in their last few games. So you can't ignore the fact that they're a team that plays football. They want to win this game, and why not win it tonight?
Yeah. Again, this is a team that is trying to establish themselves as a 2A level type program. If they came up, that means they were playing Class A last year or something. But this is a team that, Millwood needs to come out, take seriously. They need to focus on the execution, need to focus on getting better. This should also be a team where we should be able to control the ball, control the game, and then we should be able to get younger kids access between this week and next week. These are games where we should be getting younger kids more reps because you're going to need it as you go deeper into the playoffs.
Right, and when it comes to this Crossing Christian team tonight, they're going to want to slow the tempo down to keep the crowd in it. You don't want to go up into a track meet with the Falcons tonight. That's not how you want to do it. Number 2, they want to force turnovers if they're going to try to win the game tonight, and don't give up the big play. Yeah. That's the one thing you don't want to do tonight. So what does Millwood need to do tonight to come out victorious?
They just need to be Millwood. I mean, they just need to come out and just play good fundamental offense and good fundamental defense. Tonight, if I'm Coach Franklin, I'm thinking about focusing on minimizing mistakes, not having any penalties. I'm focusing on the discipline. I'm focusing on the simple execution of things. Like I said, we as radio folks, we think about this particular game, and we want to build it up, but in terms of talent, there's a huge talent disparity between these two teams, and so just simply put, Falcons should just come out, take care of business, execute, and the game should be well in control before half.
And that's what the tail of the tape will be tonight, because the Falcons will have an opportunity tonight early and often to put points up, and for me, those 3 points are find rhythm, then go big early, protect the football, and tackle in space. To me, those are the things that need to happen, and the teams, we need to get everybody involved early, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity tonight for the Falcons to do that.
Yeah, it'll be a great opportunity for the Falcons to do that, and also, too, again, a great opportunity for the Falcons to showcase some of the younger talent, bring them along. This is the time of year, Mo, where if you had a kid who was a freshman, like Big Miko Levine as an example, he's no longer a freshman, he's a sophomore.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
any freshman kid that's been contributing, any sophomore kid that's been contributing throughout the course of the season, they're now that next level player. They should, when you consider the fact that they've been through many weeks of practices, many weeks of scrimmages, as well as playing the 5 or 6 games that the Falcons has played. Football IQ wise, they should be the next level player now.
The Falcons have taken the field tonight. They're wearing their white jerseys with blue numbers, blue emblem on the side of the helmet, Crossing Christian. Scarlet numbering with black jerseys tonight, looking every bit like Texas Tech, if I really do say so myself.
They look just like Tech, yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to put it out there, going the other direction, just how that needs to flow. So the Falcons will be kicking the ball off coming from the west end zone. Is that correct yeah.
That's north end zone.
So that's the north end zone. Okay, yeah. I completely got turned around. See, that's why I have Gary Woods here. The coach will direct me. So coming from the north end zone, they're about to kick the ball off. And we're set for live for Thursday Night Football. It is Millwood Falcon football, sponsored, of course, by OG&E and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. And it's time to get this thing kicked off. The minutes are on the clock. We got 12 on it, and it's time to kick this thing off. And Asher Earl will kick this ball away. And the kick is end over end. Is going to be fielded right about the 22-yard line. And is going to be returned out to the 35, out to the 40-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. The returner, the return man on that ball, looks like it was Drew Peerer, returning the ball back out to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Knights at that spot, Gary. What would you like to see from the defense on this first play here?
Same thing we saw last week. A lot of good pressure up front, a lot of controlling of the line of scrimmage. Fast play, fast flow from the linebackers, great coverage from the defensive secondary. I anticipate a lot of throwing.
4 receivers, trips to the outside. 1 receiver comes in motion across the formation, is going to get it in and tries to get it out. Eludes one defender and takes the ball for a nice gain there. Number 20 for Crossing Christian takes the ball out for a gain of about 8. It's a good way to start it there for them, Gary.
McMurphy. Yeah, it actually is a good run play. And like I said, the Falcons just need to settle down defensively and read the keys and just kind of get us some idea as to what, Crossing is doing early on.
All right, so it's going to be basically 2nd down and about 3. 4 receivers, trips to the right side. And, of course, Owen Krotz in shotgun formation. And a low snap. He has to fall on the ball, and it's going to be covered by, of course, it looks like Juice Majors got there and brought him down for a loss right about the 40-yard line. So at the 41-yard line. So 3rd down about 10, back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, again, bad snaps, as a pet peeve of mine. And bad snaps, man, they'll kill you every time.
Yeah, they will. Juice Major making the tackle there, of course, tonight. Excuse me, that was not Juice Majors. That was Alonzo hit the man Henderson on that play, making it right there. So here we go. 3rd down and 10, 4 receivers, spread formation, single back, ball snapped. Krotz is going to swing it out to the outside, and the Falcons are flying to the ball, and down he goes. Great open field tackle there, of course, by number 5, Angelo Bryson, who's going to bring him down for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Angelo had that one pegged from Jump Street. Slow developing play, great push up front by the defensive line, and great fast flow from the linebacker. So looks like the Falcons are going to get the ball as Des Green drop backs to receive the punt.
All right, Des Green standing at his own 30-yard line. 3 and out. That's what you want if you're the Falcons. Good snap. Kick is away. Falcons nearly block it. And Green's going to get it at the 31. Tries to find some daylight to the outside on the left side of the field. And he's going north and south. Made more than a couple nice misses. He takes it back into night territory. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Ball will be spotted at the 48-yard line. Nice job there.
Yeah, that was a nice job. And, in fact, as I was watching Des Green return that ball, he only had 1 block over there. But, because he's fast, because Des is a track guy, you know, and is already, by the way, just update on him, recruiting update on Dez, 6'1", 175-pound wide receiver, defensive back. He's already getting offers from people, and he's basically getting offers from the MIAA level. That's the Division II, high-ranking Division II level, and he also has an offer from Lamar University, which is a 1AA in Texas.
Nice job so far. Great opportunities for these kids to go and extend their education.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Mom and Daddy love it.
About 9 of them are going to get a chance to go play next year somewhere.
All right, so we have the pistol formation here. 2 receivers, and the Falcons go to work. Ricky Hunt's going to hand it up right up the middle to Godwin. Dominic Godwin's going to lunge forward, taking the ball inside the 45-yard line, down like to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean, he got the ball and made a couple of nice little moves. Simple inside zone, you know, not designed really to be a home run hitter, but he did a good job of getting the ball out across midfield.
Take the play exactly how it's given. Gain of 4 on the play. 3 receivers this time, and Ricky Hunt's going to roll right and throw across, and right across, and nicely defended there. Got to give credit there. Great job on the defensive side of the ball here by number 5, Owen Krotz, the quarterback, covering Des Green on that play. Pass is incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about quarterbacks. They have a nose for the ball, and, yeah, he did have good coverage on Des Green. You know, that was one of those plays where it was a run-pass option, and Ricky probably could have pulled the ball down and gone for about 25 or 30 if he just would have thought to do so.
So 3rd down and 6. So we've got 3 receivers. Ball snapped, and they're going to throw it across. A nice jump pass. Making a move in the middle of the field is Big Meech.
Yep.
Meecho Levine takes it inside the 35-yard line down to the 34, make that the 33-yard line. It is a first down for Falcons, sponsored by, of course, first down by Tinker Federal Credit Union, first down for the Falcons there. What do you think of that play there, Gary?
That was a really slick play, actually. I didn't even see that one coming. But, again, you know, I talked to Coach Franklin about Miko Levine, and let me tell you, this kid has a bright future ahead of him with the Falcons.
And he's just a freshman.
Freshman.
1st and 10 Falcons. A pass across the middle. It's going to be a little bit, it's going to get deflected and bounce off the hands of Asher Earl. Pass is incomplete there.
Yeah, that one was a good job by the defender of Crossings Christian. I mean, what's the general rule? If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up. And, of course, he did that, and Ricky left the ball a little low, and he was able to deflect it.
Coach Keithley has to be happy about that for the Crossing Christian defense right now. And getting a player in late there for the Falcons, 2 receivers. And they're going to hand the ball right up the middle, and getting it is TK. And TK scoots ahead for a short gain. Going to be brought down at the 31-yard line there.
Yeah, that was TK's first carry. Not bad. I was hoping to get him involved like one of the first carries of the game, because we know how dynamic he can be.
Now, I need to correct that. That ball is down to the 26 there, and that was a gain basically of almost 7 yards. So down to 3rd down and 3. 3 receivers, twins to the right side of Ricky Hunt. And coming across the side of formation, Bailey Brown, but Ricky Hunt goes to work right up the middle, and he finds a crease and puts on the Jets and takes the ball inside the 15-yard line down to the 13, first down. Falcons, another Tinker Federal Credit Union first down.
That's Ricky's first carry of the night. What'd that go for, about 12 or 13?
It looked just like about that amount there. Yeah. I'll quote you that in just a second there as he takes the ball down to the 13-yard line. Ricky Hunt with the quarterback keeper play right there. Gain of 13 on that play. 3 receivers. Twins in the backfield, and TK gets his number called again, and the Falcons rolling the ground attack. Can you fly on the ground?
It looks like it.
If you're a Falcon player, you can. You're down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 6. Nice run there by TK.
And also a great job by the Falcons' offensive line blocking. I mean, that surge was like at least 7-8 yards in distance. And, you know, I'm still trying to figure out the number 76 for the Millwood Falcons. I know that he's a kid who transferred in from Edmond Memorial. He's a junior, but has been a great addition to the Falcons' offensive line. He stands about 6'2", about 310 pounds.
Pistol formation. They're going to fake it, and Ricky Hunt keeps it, spins out of 1 tackle, and he's going to be brought down. Maybe a gain of 1. The Falcons can get a first down, but they got to get it down to the 2-yard line there.
Yeah, that looked like it was a bit of a busted play, and Ricky just tried to make something out of it. But now we're looking at 3rd and about 2.5 or 3.
3rd down and 2. 6:55 to go in the first quarter. 3 receivers once again. Twins to the left, and they're going to hand the ball right up the middle. And it looks like TK is going to be close to a first down. Let's see where they mark the forward progress. But they're going to say it's 4th down. They're going to give him only a gain of, well, let's see here. The side judge was moving on me there. Takes the ball down to the 2-yard line. So the Falcons should go for it here.
Yeah, and, another issue is that, okay, right now, again, early in the game, this is where guys need to focus in on finishing off their runs, getting their head and shoulders down, plowing ahead, and making sure they finish face down as they try to get the first down.
Yes.
Oh, Lord, look at that surge.
And into the end zone. Is it going to do we see the
No, they
signal?
called him down, yeah.
They called him down. Was it Godwin or the carrier there? I couldn't tell who.
No, it was Ricky. He just kept it.
It was Ricky with the quarterback. Okay, with the.
No. It's Ricky. Yeah, it's Ricky.
All right, so Ricky gets them a 1st and goal, and Ricky into the end zone, but there's our first flag of the game there. So it looks like, well, at least we get a first down out of the play. How about that? And then 1st and goal, but let's see that.
It's offsides on crossings.
All right, so the penalty goes against the Knights.
Half the distance.
Half the distance to the goal. So it's going to put the ball at the 1-yard line. So
it's quarterback sneak again.
And into the end zone it goes, and I'm looking for and it is touchdown Falcons. Touchdown Falcons. The Falcons get in the end zone and score first in tonight's contest. Nice job there as Ricky Hunt gets it done.
Yeah, that drive was actually a drive where the Falcons wanted to just come in and establish the run, They threw a couple of passes, but for the most part, it was inside zone, quarterback keeper, make a little tight end screen type play, but they pretty much kept it on the ground, bread and butter, nothing sexy.
11,
right in the end zone.
11 plays, 48 yards for the touchdown, and the Falcons are going to go for 2. They come out with 4 receivers, trips to the right side, and Ricky Hunt. And before things get going, and they're going to call false start against the Falcons on that. Ricky was calling for it, but the ball didn't get there.
Yeah, and see, those are the sort of things that you really want to tighten up between now and before you get to a really solid opponent in the playoffs. Because when you're on the road or when you're in a situation where the elements aren't good or it's cold outside, those aren't the mistakes you want to make.
And the Falcons Ricky's going to roll right and throw across his body, and the pass play is incomplete, saying that pass was intended for, it looked like number 1 there. Was that?
Yeah, it was intended for number 1.
It was intended for number 1, which is Jimmy Harris. Yeah. Pass incomplete. So, but the Falcons do put 6 on the board. Time for us to take an opening timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E. We'll be right back.
Think it's just flu? Think again. Flu can be serious for everyone, but getting the flu when you have certain chronic health conditions can cause life-threatening complications. Protect yourself. Get vaccinated against flu every year.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's opponents on Man versus Train. At the crossing, we have Rick, a 175-pound frustrated man who's running late for work. And on the tracks, we have Bull, a 1 million-pound freight train that takes a mile to stop. Let's see who comes out on top.
You can't beat a train, so don't try. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Kick is away. It's going to be fielded just inside the 30-yard line and returned out to the 32. 1st and 10 crossing Christian after that opening drive by the Falcons, and they scored on it. And, Gary, you talked about it setting the tone early. It was just a basic run, dominant performance on that drive for the Falcons.
Yeah, we talk about rhythm and how important rhythm is to a team. And Millwood is a run-oriented team, who can pass the ball, and when they pass the ball, it's a deadly combination because it's a run-pass sort of option. So, but at the end of the day, you want to try to get your offensive line and your running backs in a flow.
The Falcons show blitz and come after it. And, of course, going to throw it to the outside as Owen does there. Of course, Owen Krotz swings it to the outside, and that pass is going to get him a gain of about 5 yards as the ball gets out to the 37-yard line. And they had to get rid of that ball quick. He had to unload it there.
Yeah, that was a very well-executed play, actually, the way they swung that ball out on the edge to where they can at least get away from Millwood's team speed. And, of course, Crossings, it looks like, they're a very disciplined team. I mean, it doesn't look like they have a ton of talent, but what they do well.
Keithley, head coach, would be pleased with the discipline part of it. Stapp and Krotz is going to swing it out to the outside, and the pass is going to be caught by number 2, Jonah Mathan. And Mathan's going to take the ball out beyond the 40-yard line, near the 45, and it's going to give them a first down. And, of course, Keithley's asking for a flag there. The official says no, but it is going to be a first down for Crossing Christian at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, just a rule. If the engagement happens on the field and it carries out of bounds, it's not a penalty. When it comes to tackling, a lot of times people see players sail out of bounds and fall in the
once you hit, if you're engaged with it, you're right. But if I fling you once you step out of bounds, then we're talking about that.
Yes.
4 receivers. Cross is going to throw it. The Falcons are going to try and play, and that pass is incomplete. Throwing down the sideline, pass intended for number 20 on that play, Will McMurphy. And again, the Falcons came after him, and they're setting them up for a screenplay there, Gary. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and that was great coverage by Angelo Bryson. I mean, he's a linebacker, but at the next level, Angelo's playing safety for someone in college.
So 2nd down and 10, ball just inside the 45-yard line. You could say the 44. So 3 receivers. Krotz gets it and is going to fling it right up the middle. And it's going to get a nice play design there. A little bit of razzle-dazzle. You got to be playing your gaps. You're going to take the ball across it as a little bit of a, I want to call it that old Brett Favre, the little flip, the toss flip right in the middle of the field and gets the ball across midfield down to the 49-yard line there.
Yeah, also, too, blocking scheme-wise, Crossings appears to be, blocking the old midline type scheme. So they're basically trying to rely on Millwood getting themselves out of position as opposed to actually having to move Millwood, which is smart.
Now, Millwood, because of all the pressure they've been able to fly back there, gets caught jumping off sides there. An offside penalty is going to give Crossing Christian a first down at the Millwood 44-yard line. So 1st and 10 from that spot, and it will be a first down for them. So ball snap, Krotz is going to swing it to the outside, and
not a bad play.
And I need to correct that. That is not Owen Krotz out there. That is Drew Wood, the number 10 out there, who is the junior quarterback who's getting some play in this drive right now. Loss on that last play, and it's going to move the ball back to the 46-yard line. 2nd down and about 12.
Yeah, that was really a good play by Jimmy, coming off his block and able to get up there and make the play for a loss. That's a pretty good cover play there by the defensive cornerback.
And again, we've seen improved play by the secondary for the Falcons the last few games here. 3 receivers, inside slot receiver comes in motion, and Drew's going to fling it out to the outside, and he's got some space to operate, and he's going to take the ball ahead is Jonah Mahan. He's going to take the ball down to the Millwood 35-yard line. He's going to set up 3rd down and 1. Nice pass play there.
Yeah, I have to give the Crossings offensive coordinator credit. I mean, he's making some really nice calls. They're throwing the ball quite a bit, but they're all high percentage throws, and they're typically throws off of an inside zone type option. It's an RPO sort of strategy.
Right. And getting that ball down to that that down and distance was pretty impressive there. Just seeing how they were able to maneuver the ball down there. And now, bad snap on that one. And again, we've heard that before.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to move the ball down. I'll say going to mark it back at the 42-yard line. So 4th down and about 6, maybe 7. We'll just say 8. Why not? And it looks like they're going to try and wisely go ahead and punt the ball away right now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because they actually had a little bit of a rhythm going in terms of the play calling and execution.
Falcons almost get to it again, and Green's going to field the ball inside the 10-yard line at the 6, and he's going to be brought down just outside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that Dez couldn't really do much to it. The ball was punted away from him, and then once it hit the ground, it's kind of hard to handle.
Yeah, it was. It put, so it's one of those situations there where you have to say it wasn't good. Wasn't good for Crossing Christian. Wasn't good for Millwood on that one. Millwood almost got it, but Des Green has that breakaway speed where he can turn a situation, any situation, into a good one there.
Yeah, if you blink on him, he'll go the distance on you. So it looked like Millwood's going to have to try to go about 85 yards. Let's see what they do.
All right, so 3 receivers coming across the formation, going to hand the ball off to Bailey Brown, and Brown on a jet sweep play, going to be brought down after a gain of 2 there. So, again, I like the fact that the Falcons are consistently trying to get the guys, more players involved there, Gary. So it's going to be a gain of 1.
Yeah, no, they really are. It looked like they're trying to be intentional about spreading the ball around and going to the different guys early, trying to get them in the game earlier. So we'll just have to see how the game continues to develop.
Ricky Hunt drops back in the pocket, hit Des Green on a slant right across the middle. It's going to be brought down at about the 30-yard line, but there is a flag on the play as Ricky Hunt took a shot. He seems to be all right, but he is favoring his side there, so the play should have been blown dead, but looks like we'll see what the call is here by the official. But Gary, Ricky Hunt took a shot there. False start. It's going to be the call against the Falcons. They should have blown the play dead.
Well, on a false, yeah.
Because he should not, the defender shouldn't be able to freely just go in there and pop the quarterback.
Right.
So that's going to move the ball inside the 15 down to the 12. Down to the 12-yard line. So tough situation there for the Falcons, and you got hit. That never feels good. So 2nd down at about 14. Hunt's going to swing it, and you could tell that he's feeling a little bit of pain there. He kind of short-armed it there.
Yep, and as soon as he threw it, he looked up toward the sky like, my stomach or my ribs.
Right. He did pass the ball to Bailey Brown, but
it didn't quite get there.
Didn't quite get there. Pass was incomplete. So now, 3rd down at about 14. 4 receivers, trips to the left side, and Hunt has to get it, and he decides to pull it down. He runs. He's at the 15. He's at the 20. He's at the 25. He's at the 30 and runs out of bounds. Ricky Hunt making the best out of a bad situation. The snap was a little bit to his right, but he was wise enough and smart enough to alert enough to get it and get a 1st down for the Falcons. It's a Tinker Federal Credit Union 1st down. Looking for that new car, truck loan that you need, or you need to get out of the current one that you're at. Let the good folks at Tinker Federal Credit Union take care of you. So it's a 1st down at the 31-yard line after Ricky Hunt got loose there, Gary.
Yeah, I tell you what, that was the easiest, 15-yard carry that I've seen Ricky make in a long time.
And the ball, and they get into the backfield, and Henderson tries to get to the outside, and a good pass, a good rush up the middle, good run blitz called by Crossing Christian on that play and brings him down inside the 30 at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, the play call came right into the blitz itself. So that was one of those deals. At first I thought to myself, wait a minute, did we miss those blocks? But those were linebackers that actually scraped off the edge and did a good job of getting there.
So losing a yard back down to the 30-yard line. So here we go, 2nd down at 11. Diamond formation, and they shift out of it, but Godwin cuts up the field, and nice power running from Dominic Godwin, taking the ball to the 35-yard line. He planted that foot and cut that field. Gary, you like that?
Yeah, I like that kind of running, and he finished his run off head and shoulders forward. So again, that's a good piece of running by Godwin. It's third down at about 5 or 4.5, and so I'm hoping that the offensive coordinator can dial one up for us so we can get us the first down.
It makes it really good, and that's the end of the first quarter. I mean, with the running game, the quarters go quick. I'll tell you that much. So 3rd down and 4 when we come back for quarter number 2. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E. We'll be right back.
Orthopedic injuries happen when you're active, not when you're just sitting at a desk. That's why you need access to injury care 24/7, and it's now available at the Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at the SSM Health St. Anthony Healthplex in North OKC. Walk in or schedule online at ssmhealth.com/injury clinic. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, now you can skip the ER, but not the expertise at the 24/7 Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Welcome back to Knight Stadium in Edmond as the Falcons are up 6-0, and they hand the ball off right away at the start of the second quarter to TK as he takes the ball across the 50-yard line inside, almost down to the 46-yard line. That's a first down, and what a burst by TK.
Yeah,
Carrion Henderson.
I mean, he was just flying through that thing, head up, shoulders up, and high stepping. So love to see TK carry the ball like that.
Yes, no question about that job there that he was able to pull off there as he takes the ball down to the 47. And there he goes again. TK Henderson with a burst to the outside, the 15 to 20. 10-5. Touchdown. I'm going the other way. I'm thinking about the amount of speed he's running with there, Gary.
Right. Yeah. No, actually, that play looked like he looked like Billy Sims flying through there. I mean, just untouched virtually.
Untouched, and that was that big play as he found a crease right on the right side of Juice and burst through that hole and took it to the house there, Gary.
Yes, he did. And now what I am starting to see a little bit is those snaps are starting to get a little high. I saw Ricky had to reach up for that ball now. We need to refocus and get the ball back down.
All right, going for 2, Ricky Hunt getting a change of call from the sidelines. 4 receivers. Trips to the right side for Ricky Hunt, and he's going to quarterback keep it and get into the end zone. Did he stretch across? And they say it's no good. I don't know, Gary.
Well, I couldn't see it from here. I mean, it's a bad angle for us, but it looks like, maybe he didn't. Maybe he thought he was on his way in, didn't stretch the ball out. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it must have happened. But the Falcons extend their lead and now lead by 12. 11:30 to go in the second quarter. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's and OG&E. We'll be right back.
At Wing Supreme, we are still the king of the gourmet wing and open for business. Simply call ahead at 405-702-5464 or order online at wingsupreme.com and we'll have your order ready for you when you get here. Yeah, we're still serving up all your favorites, including our signature Honey Love Wings. We're open Monday through Thursday, 11 to 8, and Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9 at 3925 North Lincoln Boulevard. Wing Supreme, where we're still the king of the gourmet wing. Call your order in at 405-702-5464 or order online at wingsupreme.com.
And we are back. The Falcons kick it away, and it's a nice short kick. I just trying to see if you're catching them sleeping there, Gary, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like the Falcons was looking for a quick sort of turnover, get the ball, try to score again, get up real fast, about 3 scores. But the Knights were ready for them. So
Knights were ready and covered that very well. So here we go. 1st and 10. 4 receivers. Trips to the right side. Could have been a false start there. Going to throw it across. And that pass is nearly intercepted, but the corner and the safety ran into each other, and they're both down. Gary, that did not look good.
Yeah, both guys were going for the interception, and that's always dangerous because typically in coverage, the free safety is free. So the free plays the ball, corner covers the man, and in that particular situation, Desmond Green collided with Jalen Mitchell, and they were both making a play on the ball. Neither one of them came up with it, but both of them are laying there looking like they're in some significant pain.
Jalen Mitchell looks like he's able to get up right now. Looks like he's all right. He's stretching it out, but he's definitely got the wind knocked out of him. Des Green looks like he's okay, too. Both players look like they can walk off under their own power, and that's a good sign, but they need to get checked out because that was one of those collisions, Gary, that
they were both defenseless.
Right. Both of them, momentum's carrying you one way, you're playing the other one, and we just collided. And we've seen some really – I'm not saying that's the ugly moments of football, but it is because we've seen those situations happen.
Sure it is. And that's one of those deals where – depending upon the coverage call, you got one guy needs to be playing the defender, playing no catch. The other one needs to play ball. And typically the free safety is the one who plays ball.
All right, so second down and about 10, 11:20 to go. Falcons up 12-0. 4 receivers right now. And one slot receiver comes in motion. The Falcons go blitz right up the middle and well covered in those gaps. Again, that Falcon blitz that's just attacking right now brought the ball carrier down for a loss of 1, Gary. Third down.
Yeah, Juice Majors did a good job from the nose guard position, playing off his block. He's typically double teamed, but he did a good job of reading the flow and getting there and plugging that gap for a tackle for a loss. So that's a great statistic. Third down and 11.
Okay, Drew Wood remains the quarterback out there right now, for the Knights. It's normally Owen Krotz. He started the game, but now the coach has chosen, and I did not see him leave with an injury, but Drew Wood is in the game right now. 4 receivers, trips to the right side, single back, ball snapped, and Wood's going to throw it up, and that pass is going to be caught on a nice, trying to set up a screen play there by Jonah Mahan. But not enough. The Falcons were ready for it, taking the ball to the 49-yard line, 4th down.
Yeah, Dominique Godwin was able to read that screen, get himself broken down, and was able to get an arm on the receiver, to cut that potential decent play into only a gain of about 3.
Right, setting up 4th down and about 7. And the Knights are set to kick this ball away. Under 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, right before halftime. And the kick is going to take a nice Knight bounce and roll inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. Heck of a play and nice roll. I mean, that ball's funny shaped. We talk about it all the time. Yep. It does a lot of things when it hits the ground, and in this case, it's going to be down inside the 20-yard line.
And also, too, notice how it's a directional kick away from the receiving or the returner from the Falcons. So, they're kicking that ball to one hash or the other. They don't want to return. They don't want to have to recover or cover the punt. So they're going to probably directional kick all night long.
Yeah, that would be wise on their part to do that. So 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. The Falcons come out. Do we have the diamond? No,
No, it's just
this is a stacked eye. This is a stacked eye formation, and they're going to hand the ball off right up the middle to Godwin. And Godwin looking for some space to operate, but nice job by the Knight defense, limiting him to a probably forward progression of about 1 yard.
Yeah, Dominique, is not getting as many carries as maybe to carry on. But, he kind of talked himself out of that one, right? He saw that he had space to the outside, space to the inside. And, so he went out and came back in. That's atypical. Usually guys who, if they take a step out, they usually stay out.
All right, going to hand the ball off on a sweep play to Godwin. And Godwin this time cuts upfield, bounces off 2 or 3 Knights, and is going to take the ball out beyond the 25, out to the 27-yard line. First down, Millwood Falcons. Taking Federal Credit Union first down.
You could definitely tell that Godwin is very comfortable running the ball between the tackles. And, you know, that's just kind of where he likes to be. He's a tough kid. He's low to the ground, great balance, low center of gravity. So he's really comfortable running that ball inside.
All right. Full house backfield there, and Hunt's going to swing it out to the outside, and Bailey Brown knows what to do with it in open field and takes it into night territory, getting them a first down, a Tinker Federal Credit Union first down at the 49-yard line.
You know, that's one of those deals. I mean, a great execution, great RPO play, especially with a full house backfield like that. One of the things I love to see the Falcons do, and this may sound like a little thing, but when you get tackled, you know, just simply let's just start right there.
Right, now, first of all, that was a great tackle. TK hit the brakes, and right there, as a running back, when you hit the brakes, expect to get hit. Because generally, if the defense gets any kind of pressure at all, they're going to drop it for a loss of 2 on the play, but Henderson was met in the backfield.
Yeah, here's what I was going to say.
Okay.
When you run the ball, whether it be for a gain or for a loss, and they blow the whistle down, get up and leave the ball on the ground. Don't get up and throw it backwards to the referee, because you might short yourself on a spot.
All right, Ricky Hunt wants to throw it and throws it downfield and tries to communicate on the outside to Bailey Brown, but they weren't quite on the same page. But he saw that pressure coming up, and Ricky was like, go, 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 you know.
Yeah.
Try to set him up.
Yeah, that was a little bit of backyard ball. You know, go to the Plymouth and turn around. You know,
go to the Plymouth, not the Plymouth.
Yeah, go to the Monte Carlo.
Okay, thank you, because half our listeners don't know Plymouth. What is that?
Go to the Monte Carlo. Go to the Crown Vic and turn around.
3rd down and about 12 is the situation right now. Not quite a diamond. It's a full house backfield based upon the formation. And they're going to hand the ball off right up the middle, and is that Big Meech? Looks like it.
Dominique.
That was Dominique? Okay. Well, no, Dominique's
it
back
was TK.
Okay, that was TK. TK taking it down to the 46-yard line.
So you know, so here we are to a point to where we're calling players by their first name. We've been getting to know these guys.
4th down and 7. Full house backfield once again. That means Ricky Hunt in the middle. 2 backs.
Now that is a diamond.
Okay, well there it is now. You're absolutely right. It is the diamond. And they're going to hand the ball off. No, they're not. Ricky Hunt's going to keep it, try to get to the outside. Boy, did he hit the brakes.
Touchdown.
And he runs to the outside. He's at the 40. He's at the 35. He's at the 30. Cuts back inside. He's at the 20.
Touchdown.
15. 5. Touchdown, Ricky Hunt Jr. What a play. And when he hit the brakes, folks, and I don't know if Midas knows about those or not, but he got him on those shoes for sure.
Well, I can tell you Coach Woods know about that. As soon as he reversed field, I said, touchdown. And I saw it immediately because there was no one over there, and the 2 or 3 players who were there were not going to catch it. I mean, kid is a gifted player. He has Division I offers already. Extremely talented athlete. He reminds me so much of a kid I coached at Millwood who went to the University of Tennessee, and that's Gerald Jones. And in some cases, he might even be a little bit ahead of Gerald Jones compared to where Gerald was as a sophomore. So this is an extremely talented young man.
4 receivers, and Ricky Hunt tries to find some daylight. Is going to fling it ahead at the last second, and Desmond Green was there, but that's something you got to work out and communicate a little bit better, because obviously there was a wall there and didn't allow him to execute that play there, Gary.
Yeah, that was one of those deals where
more backyard ball.
Yeah, it was a little bit of backyard ball. Dez wasn't quite ready for it. He didn't know if he should turn around and block or if he should go for a pass. So
all right,
got to work that out.
But the Falcons extend their lead to 18. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E. We'll be right back.
OG&E employees unleash their potential by making words like respect, integrity, teamwork, and transparency verbs, not cliches. At OG&E, we pour ourselves into charitable partnerships, put new technology to work for a cleaner future, and so much more. It's a company-wide commitment to provide more than electricity. We're energizing hopes and dreams. At OG&E, we energize life. Why not help us? Visit careers at OGE.com.
Yes, the Falcons are up 18-0 right now. And the kick is away by Asher Earl. He puts a little bit more juice on this one. And it's still rolling around on the ground, and the Falcons almost get to it. That ball bounced on the ground and stopped dead at the 25-yard line. And had it been one more second out there, it would have been Falcon football, Gary.
Yeah, that was a live ball because the Knights up back did touch it as it was coming down. So just missed that one, missed another opportunity for a short field for the offense.
Right, and again, the Falcons have been great on offense so far. Ricky Hunt, if you're listening at home or watching online, Ricky Hunt has 82 yards rushing in the first half of this game here. All right, and it looks like Drew Wood remains the quarterback out there. Ball snapped in. Wood's going to fling it out to the outside. That pass is caught by Drew Taylor, and Taylor's going to take it out to the 45-yard line or near the 45-yard line. Going to mark him down at the 43, first down, Knights. And the Knights have the capability. They execute very well, and we're seeing a little bit of that right now, Gary.
Yeah. The corner play on that was a little bit shady. I mean, the coverage was extremely soft, and so being able to take that 7 or 8 yard pass and convert it like that is something that the Falcons really need to tighten down on.
Well, this is when you have to ask yourself about getting laxed. I mean, you're up 18 points, and this is about that focus right now.
Right.
Snap, and it's going to be handed off right up the middle, and it looks like a gain of 2 on the play there. Gain of ball carriers number 22, Justin Walverin. Is going to take the ball out to the 45-yard line there, Gary.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like a draw sort of situation. The defensive line, they're getting kind of anxious. They want to make plays like they did last week, but this is a deal where they got to come off, read, run, and pass, and then they need to stop at the heel line of the offensive line and read that play.
All right, 4 receivers, single back, ball snapped. Wood's going to throw it again to the outside, and that pass once again is complete to Taylor. And Taylor's going to be brought down close to a first down. They're saying he caught it inbounds, and they're going to rule it down at the Millwood 40. Is it going to be close? It is. It's going to be a Knight first down at the Millwood 47-yard line. Nice pass play again. They're finding something on that cushion on the right side. They're finding a little gap there, Gary.
Yeah, the corner play is a little soft right now. And like I said, they keep, coming out in trips, which forces Millwood to play a cover 3. Now they're wanting to play man.
All right, 4 receivers, and now they're going to swing it to the outside again, and the inside receiver, slot receiver, finds a little bit of daylight for another short gain because the Falcons fell off on that side, kind of like man on one side, kind of like a zone on the other.
Well, yeah, they were actually playing man on the other side. They were just disguising it as if it was a zone. This front side over here, we call that an ISO. Whenever the corner is on an island by himself with the receiver, it's an ISO, so you treat it like it's man.
Treat it like it's man, and a gain of 3 on the play, so second down at about 7. 5:14 to go before the end of the first half. Falcons up 18-0. 4 receivers again, trips to the right side, and Wood in shotgun formation. Claps forward, he rolls to the side, and the Falcons come with pressure, and that pass is going to be intercepted on the screen.
It's the hitman.
Alonzo hit the man, and he takes the ball down. He was almost looking at a pick 6. What a play by Alonzo Henderson.
Yeah.
He read that screen, drifted back, and the big man showed he had some hands there, Gary.
Yeah, he definitely did, and he got
224.
He got excited, took off, and kind of had a little hitch in his giddy up. If you notice that he kind of has that left calf wrapped, so he didn't quite have the push off that left leg like he wanted. He probably would have scored if he wouldn't have stumbled.
Yeah, he probably would have as he takes the ball down to the Crossing Christian 12-yard line. But it is 1st and 10 for the Falcons, going for more, 4:52 to go. And what a play by Henderson in the first half. So great defense by the Falcons, 3 receivers right now. And we got TK in the backfield. And Hunt's going to roll right, looking for some space. And he wants to throw it and throws it in the back of the end zone. And the pass is incomplete. He tried to hit, looks like number 15, Leon Mackey, in the back of the end zone. But there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it looked like they might have an eligible receiver downfield.
Well, because Ricky, you said it. You called it, Coach. You said Ricky run. And that's what everybody probably was expecting. And instead, that's probably they're going to get caught. Let's see what the call is here right now.
Yeah, that's one of the downsides of a run pass type option.
Yes, it is a legal man downfield. You called it.
Yeah.
Illegal man downfield is going to be the penalty against the Falcons here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard as an offensive lineman to determine what your quarterback's going to do, especially when, Ricky will run right up to the line of scrimmage and then all of a sudden throw it at the last minute.
Right, and it's going to move the ball back to the 17-yard line. Here we go for the Falcons again. So for second down and 15 now. And it looks like Ricky Hunt Jr. takes it back down to the 11-yard line now. So here we go, on that. And it's going to be third down about 8. The Falcons can get a first down inside that. Gary, what are you calling here?
I would probably get out on the edge, a run pass option, or maybe give it to TK right up the gut.
All right.
Nope, they're getting out on the edge.
And Ricky Hunt is going to throw it across his body, and the pass is going to be caught.
Nice catch.
For a touchdown. What a catch by Jimmy Harris.
Yeah.
Coming down across the formation, and he's going to get another Falcon touchdown as the Falcons now extend their lead to 24.
Yeah, that was, again, a couple of different receivers in the area. Didn't quite understand who he was throwing the ball to, but Jimmy came up with the ball, caught the ball in the end zone. Made it look easy, too.
Yeah, he did. And Ricky Hunt is going to go ahead and hit Jimmy Harris for a touchdown right now, and the Falcons are going to go for 2 now. And they're getting their call straight on the sideline. Here we go, 4 receivers, trips to the outside. And Big Meech comes in motion. Ricky Hunt again rolls right, looking for someone there, and he finds it, but too much juice on it, intended again for Jimmy Harris. But the Falcons once again extend their lead to 24 points. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by OG&E and Loves. We'll be right back.
Orthopedic injuries happen when you're active, not when you're just sitting at a desk. That's why you need access to injury care 24/7, and it's now available at the Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at the SSM Health St. Anthony Healthplex in North OKC. Walk in or schedule online at ssmhealth.com/injury clinic. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, now you can skip the ER, but not the expertise at the 24/7 Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
And we are back as the Falcons put 24 on the board following the tremendous play by Alonso. Hit the man Henderson. He says, I can catch too, Coach.
He can catch, he can run, he can rush the quarterback, he can sack. Great player, really good player.
Ball's going to be fielded inside the 30 at the 29-yard line, and a nice job by the Falcons special teams, which is going to bring down the returner probably at about the 30, let's say, I want to say officially at the 38 or 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
Man, you know when you at a Christian school, when the band is playing Sweet Caroline, they ain't playing Doing the Bud or none of that. They playing Sweet Caroline.
You know what? The fact that you have time to figure that out is pretty amazing to me.
Hey. Yeah, it's a different environment. I feel like I'm back at Cassidy.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, back when my son played at Cassidy.
All right, going to hand the ball off right up the middle, but the Falcon defense is right there and going to work. It looks like, is that Carlos Strong? That is Carlos Strong making a play for the Falcons, bringing him down at about for a loss back to the 36.
Yeah, he didn't mess around. He came off the ball, got into his gap, got penetration, stopped at the heel line, met the running back right in the hole.
If you could script it, that's what you would write down, exactly what he just did there.
Yep. So good play by Strong.
So that moves the ball back to the 36-yard line. Nice job there by, of course, Carlos Strong there.
Well, it looks like we're going to have all sides on the Knights because even though the offensive line didn't move, the receiving core and the quarterback did.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is starting to feel a little bit here, and they feel that pressure because the Falcon defense has been so strong in the first half. So, you have to admit that there. So now moving the ball back after the penalty down to the 30-yard line. Second down and about 18 now. 4 receivers, trips to the right side. Wood is the quarterback. He's going to drop back in the pocket and is going to throw to the outside. And a little bit too much pepper on that. Pass was intended for number 14, Drew Taylor. So third down.
And what made that incompletion work was the fact that Strong got into the quarterback's face. He knew he couldn't get the sack, but he got his hands up and altered the throw, which, again, enabled the secondary to demonstrate that they had good coverage. I mean, that's how the pass rush and the secondary coverage works together.
Yes, it does. So third down and basically 18 yards to go. 4 receivers, 2 split on either side. Going to swing it to Wood on a quick pass, and the Falcons are going to corral and bring him down, and what a nice open field tackle there, of course, by number 5, Angelo Bryson, who brings him down at the 30-yard line. So 4th down and long.
Yeah, it's tackle for loss. Angelo sniffed that one
here's
out.
the thing about smoke and mirror plays. If you don't do north and south, smoke and mirror plays on an aggressive, athletic defense, they don't net you anything.
Right. You got to put pressure on them to get a defense back on the heels before you actually start, running slip screens, middle screens, draws, shovel passes, stuff like that.
Right, because it doesn't fool anyone.
Nope.
And pressure being applied. The Falcons come for a blitz, and that kick went straight up in the air, and it's going to be fielded by Carlos Strong, who returns it down to the 21-yard line. And that's something you don't see very often, Gary. That kick went straight up in the air.
Yeah, it did. Actually, Mays and some of the other guys got in the punter's face, altered the punt. But, usually when the ball goes straight up and come right back down like that, the coach will be yelling to the lineman, get away, right? But looked like Strong got excited, and he was like, hey, you know what? Tonight is a night where defensive linemen can get a little glory. Let me get this ball and see if I can score one.
Exactly.
And remember, he can run because we saw him get an angle on a running back one night and ran him down.
Right.
Remember that?
He sure did.
Strong's a different kind of kid.
Moves the ball back to the 22-yard line. Ricky Hunt avoids some pressure, avoids 2 defenders. They're going to swing it to the outside, and that pass is going to be tipped and then caught. And it's going to be brought down, and then it's stripped. And the Knights end up getting it there.
Wow.
Gary, describe that play, Gary.
Wow. So after all of Ricky Hunt's, hard work, he caught the ball. He got the snap. He avoided 2 tacklers, made a great throw, and the ball came off the first receiver and was caught by
Was that Angelo Bryson who ended up?
No, Leon Mackey was the one who caught the ball and then had it stripped from him from the Knights defender. So, wasn't quite the how they expect the play to go. They expected to have the ball down the 2-yard line, getting ready to score.
Right, and that's where the ball is going to end up there. That was kind of crazy when it's all said and done, how that ends up going. And then the Knights are going to lose a yard back inside the 5, back to the 4-yard line. That was a crazy sequence there.
That was a crazy sequence. I mean, we like to call that old dumb luck,
Right.
Because there was no way. I mean, the deflection should favor Millwood, but for the Knights defender to just strip the ball away from, the Falcon receiver like that was just, very, very uncommon. Kind of lets you know that, hey, we got to work on ball security.
1:22 to go before the end of the first half. Coming up will be the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores halftime report. The Knights are going to do it, and Wood's going to throw it from the end zone, throws it, and swings it to the outside. It's going to get bumped out of bounds right away for a short gain, maybe a gain of 1 or maybe a gain of none. How about a gain of none on that play? No gain on the play.
Mo, I never understood why, a team will throw the ball 25 yards across the field for a gain of 1 yard.
For a gain of 1 yard. I mean, and that's exactly what's happening. That's why I said smoke and mirror plays don't work.
Yeah.
When your team is down and you're not putting any pressure on the defense.
Right.
It's just cute. Okay, you know what?
It's cute. It's made for TV.
Okay. And they're going to hand the ball right up the middle, and nothing doing there, and they're going to say no gain on the rush there. So,
jaw plays don't work either if you don't have any blocking.
Right. That's crazy. So immediately coming up is the Love's Travel Stops and Country Store halftime report. And right now there is a timeout. How about this? It's a Sunshine Grocery Store timeout. Located at 1149 North Martin Luther King Avenue, has the best prices and produce in the city. Best greens, best smoked meat. Add a little sunshine to your life. We're going to stay right here. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods here. Under 58 seconds to go here. Millwood up 24-0 right now, Gary. And the one thing that continues to impress me more than anything else is Millwood's been able to showcase a little bit of everything. We've seen some passing. We've seen some escapability from Ricky Hunt. We've seen a little bit of everything in this first half. But more so than anything else, it's called dominance. Yeah. And that's what the Falcons are doing tonight.
Yeah, it just seems like poor little Carlson's. They're usually kind of like, oh, poor little Carlson's. Every time they get the ball, it seems like they just going backwards and going backwards and going backwards. At first, the first couple of drives, really, really genius play calling on the behalf of the Carlson's offensive coordinator. But after that, it's just been backwards and backwards. I mean, it seems like nothing is working for them. And it won't work if you can't move people up front and get positive yards, at least 3 at a time.
Back to live action, and the punter
took safety.
Did he take a safety?
Oh,
and they're saying offsides against the Falcons there. Falcons getting a little anxious trying to block the punt there. So it's going to be a penalty against them for offsides. Going to give them a little bit more space to operate as the ball is now moved out to the 10-yard line.
Got to watch the ball. Now they're moving into a tight punt.
4th down and 7. Still the punter is still standing on the goal line, and he gets it up. It's a nice high kick. Not much distance on it as it's rolling backwards. Takes a Falcon bounce. It's going to be spotted at the 31-yard line with 38 seconds to go. So, Gary, I ask you this question every time this happens. What do you do here?
You score. You score. Okay, it's first half. It's 24-0. You score. You try to get the next 8, and you try to go in 32-0 at halftime, and then you come out with your starters in the third quarter, and then you start substituting your young kids in, let them play about a quarter and a half, and get them some game experience and try to, get the ball to some of your backup kids.
All right, 4 receivers, trips to the outside, going to swing it to Desmond Green. Green finds a burst up the middle, and that one put pressure on the defense. It takes the ball inside the 21 down to the 20, and it gives them a first down. Nice job there by Ricky Hunt.
And it looks like the Falcons, they're executing a hurry-up offense as well.
And this is another, situational football. This is what you do now. So, again, 25.4 seconds left to go, and it looks like something's going on here. The official is talking, of course, with head coach Jonathan Keithley. And I don't know exactly what he's talking about here.
He stopped the clock.
He did, but both teams, okay, this timeout situation, Millwood has 3, Crossing Christian has 2. So we're still trying to make sure everything is okay. So I don't know necessarily what the situation is. And I guess they're saying they need to change the time on the clock. So he's trying to tell them to change the time on the clock to 20 seconds or 30 seconds back on the clock. So 30 seconds officially is back on the clock, and that's why the action was the official was verifying and telling the head coach, hey, man, tell the people in the press box to adjust the clock. So 4 receivers right now. Ricky Hunt shotgun. He drops back in the pocket, wants to put it up, rolls right, throws it into the end zone, and that pass is going to be incomplete. However, there is a flag in the end zone.
Yeah, pass interference call. Got a little physical over there.
Well, it did, you know.
And on top of that, the defensive back didn't look back for the ball
he did
at
not.
all.
He did not. So that, of course, is going to automatically be, of course, pass interference. And that will move the ball.
Pass interference is the call.
And we'll move the ball down to the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Falcons there from that spot.
Ricky Hunt on the score.
Ricky Hunt to the outside, breakaway, and score a touchdown for the Falcons. Broke to the outside, quarterback, sweep play to the outside, and it's going to give the Falcons a 30-0 lead with 9.8 seconds to go. Good call there. This time, nobody was downfield. Everybody knew what was going on, Gary.
Right. Everybody, like, man, let's just keep pass blocking and let Ricky decide what he's going to do. And the truth of the matter is that when Ricky Hunt gets himself out on the edge or get, you know, a couple of yards downfield, there's nothing you can do blocking-wise to help him.
Right. Asher Earl gets a chance for the extra point attempt.
And he misses.
And he misses it.
Man, it's kind of hard to tell from this angle because it looks like they're all good.
Right. And so we'll stay right here. The Falcons extend their lead, well, to 30-0. And, you know, when you start looking, I can't wait to go over the stats and start talking about playoffs and also get your thoughts on, you know, when we start talking about playoffs, look at some of the teams that we need to be concerned about with Millwood at halftime. I think that's the angle we need to go for this here. 30-0 is the score here. The Falcons clearly in control of this game. You already kind of outlined what the second half is going to be like for this.
Well, I'm guesstimating. I mean, I just know typically what coaches like to do. I mean, I can see the starters coming back for a quarter or a half quarter, and then after that, letting the backups play.
Right, and we've seen, and the clock has moved extremely quick in this game here, you know, for the most part. You really can't, you know, you have to really talk about that because a lot of running and a lot of complete passes, not a lot of incomplete passes.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and even that causes the chain to move, the clock to stop a little bit, but, you know, looks like this game is moving quite along.
All right, so 9.8 seconds to go. Asher Earl getting ready to put this ball in play. And Crossing Christians will more than likely field this ball somewhere inside the 20. High kick is going to be fielded. It's going to take a bounce at the 21 to be fielded at the 12.
Yeah, he just stepped right on out of bounds.
And he stepped right on out of bounds. And they're going to run him. They're going to say he ran out of bounds at about the 15-yard line there.
Now, Mo, is that 14 seconds or 1.4?
Okay, now that's an interesting dynamic because it's on the other side of the dot, Gary. My math tells me.
I didn't see the dot. I'm sorry.
It's going to tell me 14 seconds, but I've been saying 9.8 seconds, but I don't understand how it goes from 9, but there was nothing in front of it, so I don't know if that's 1.4 or not. That's a very good question, Gary. I don't have an answer.
Man, you got me afraid to ask a question now. 1.4. Okay, it's 1.4. Okay,
all right. So it's 1.4 seconds.
Yeah.
And the final play is going to be brought down for a loss of 2 back to the 18-yard line, or actually I'll say that's to the 13-yard line. So that is the end of the first half of this game with the Falcons up 30-0. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods will be back with the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E halftime report. That's coming up on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're listening to, listen to some good music for one thing.
That's right. Who's engineering us tonight?
Okay, come on, man. It's the Shakes, man. It's DJ. Yeah, DJ Shakespeare holding it down. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E.
Bankruptcy, divorce, late payments, these things can devastate your credit history. And if you've had any of these hiccups, chances are you've been taken advantage of by lenders who've acted like they're doing you a favor. Well, Oklahoma, it's time to put your foot down. And Boomer Kia is here to help. Every month, Boomer Kia helps dozens of people with no credit or even poor credit get into a brand new Kia with a great interest rate, all with only $240 down. Don't believe me? Visit boomerkia.com and click the iPrecheck banner. iPrecheck uses your real credit information to determine if you are eligible for approval. Get this, it takes less than 60 seconds and you know your buying power instantly. What's the best thing about iPrecheck at boomerkia.com? It doesn't show up or even hurt your credit history. You literally have nothing to lose. So don't get suckered into a buy here, pay here deal. Definitely don't wind up owing double what your car is worth. You have options and you have friends with Boomer Kia. I'm James Wade, General Manager at Boomer Kia, and I approve this message.
With approved credit through KMF, plus tax, tag, and license.
Treat yourself to the best barbecue in Oklahoma City. It's Big O's Pork and Dreams. Big O's Pork and Dreams feature a menu of your favorite meats, brisket, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, hot links, and more. This ain't no ordinary barbecue place. You don't need teeth for this meat. Big O's features signature loaded smoked potatoes with the famous fat butt, also known as the Big Nasty. It's a loaded tater with a spare rib on top. Barbecue has never tasted so good. Try Big O's Roly-Oly, loaded nachos, or barbecue pizza. Place your order now and you can drive through. Call 405-657-2235. 657-2235. Big O's Pork and Dreams, 285 South Santa Fe Avenue in Edmond. Now open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
If spending more time at home has been hard on your floor, it's not that hard to change it with the Home Depot. Use our square foot calculator to figure out how much you need. Order the exact style you want online, get it delivered, and install it with a little help from our how-to videos. Make your flooring waterproof, scratch-proof, and ready for the years ahead. Save on top flooring brands like LifeProof and Pergo on HomeDepot.com. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Are you crazy? Of course not. So why are you still driving that old car? I'm James Wade, General Manager at Boomer Kia. And if you spend another dime on a new set of tires, miscellaneous car repairs, or any other random expenses, you are flat out wasting money. Boomer Kia wants your trade, any trade, even if you owe $8,000 more than it's worth, even if it doesn't drive. Just bring a picture to Boomer Kia, and we'll send a truck to pick it up. Then we'll get you into a brand new Kia today with 0% APR financing and no payments until spring. That's right, a brand new Kia with no payments for 6 months. And you can get pre-approved right now without any risk of hurting your credit score. Just click the iPrecheck banner at boomerkia.com. Then come in and swap your old ride for a brand new Kia at Boomer Kia, the #1 Kia dealer in the state. Get pre-approved right now at boomerkia.com.
With approved credit through KMF, deferred payments by dealer, interest accrues date of sale, plus tax, tag, and license, negative equity may be refinanced. Full retail purchase, 0% for 75 months, $13.33 cost per thousand. Example 2020 Kia Sportage, expires 12/5/2020.
Bankruptcy, divorce, late payments, these things can devastate your credit history. And if you've had any of these hiccups, chances are you've been taken advantage of by lenders who've acted like they're doing you a favor. Well, Oklahoma, it's time to put your foot down. And Boomer Kia is here to help. Every month, Boomer Kia helps dozens of people with no credit or even poor credit get into a brand new Kia with a great interest rate, all with only $240 down. Don't believe me? Visit boomerkia.com and click the iPrecheck banner. iPrecheck uses your real credit information to determine if you are eligible for approval. Get this, it takes less than 60 seconds and you know your buying power instantly. What's the best thing about iPrecheck at boomerkia.com? It doesn't show up or even hurt your credit history. You literally have nothing to lose. So don't get suckered into a buy here, pay here deal. Definitely don't wind up owing double what your car is worth. You have options and you have friends with Boomer Kia. I'm James Wade, General Manager at Boomer Kia, and I approve this message.
With approved credit through KMF, plus tax, tag, and license.
At OG&E, we energize life. We've powered up homes and businesses reliably and with low rates for generations. Each day, we honor our century-old commitment to energize the communities we serve. Our workplace culture is driven by excellence, intellectual curiosity, innovation, diversity, and inclusion. That's how OG&E members energize our neighborhoods and our neighbors' hopes and dreams. Find rewarding careers at OGE.com.
Now, we know who's trembling. A little truffle butter going on top of this game right now. Shakespeare's going to eat me up for that one. He said, oh, you just going to just do the whole line right there, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 30-0. Millwood Falcons on top of this game right now. And the Falcons have been dominant. And here's the number that just tells you everything. 69 yards of total offense by the Knights. 250 yards of total offense, Gary, by Millwood. I mean, those numbers right there. And I haven't even got down to the breakdown, but let's go a little bit deeper into the numbers itself if we can here for just a second here. If technology will work with me. And just going by some of the team stats right now. Crossing Christian, 4 first downs, 8 rushes, 10 yards, 12 catches for 59 yards. So 69 yards, that's how they got it. 1 interception, 2 penalties for 6 yards, 1 for 6 on third down conversions. I mean, those are the numbers. Team numbers for Millwood right now, 14 first down, 21 rushes for 197 yards, 63 yards passing, 5 for 14 is the numbers on that. Of course, we have 1 fumble, 1 lost, 1 penalty, 6 penalties for 35 yards, 4 for 6 on third down conversions, 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions. Those numbers scream everything there, Gary. We haven't got into individual numbers yet.
Right. Yeah, those numbers. It's the tale of two games, right? I was actually surprised that Crossan had 69. You said, or 61?
69 yards of total offense.
Yeah, I'm surprised they had that. I know that they had a couple of decent drives, but then they just started going backwards.
Well, because, again, they're not going north and south. They're going east and west with the little quick screen passes.
1 yard, 2 yards,
and here's
5
the thing about
yards.
it. Now, again, it sounds like you're being negative about the athletes that are playing. You're not, Gary. You're just calling it as it is. When the guys on the other side of the ball are more athletic than you, the spread and all these high-obtaining offenses is as you said before. It's made for TV offense. It's not something that you're going to be successful at in winning big games.
No, I mean, just as soon as Millwood started saying, you know what, we're going to go man-to-man on these receivers, and we're going to pin our ears back and get a pass rush, and we're just going to be smart with the 7 in the box, that's when the offense just shut down.
Right.
The Crossan's offense just shut down. I mean, it's almost like, okay, we're through playing zone defense. We're just going to lock it down and just, go ahead and decide this game right now.
And they did.
That's exactly what Millwood did.
And you find exactly. That's what kind of hole you find yourself in right now. So let's go ahead and look at some of the statistics right now. Ricky Hunt Jr. leads the team with rushing, 8 rushes for 92 yards and 3 touchdowns. To carry on, TK Henderson, 7 carries for 79 yards and a touchdown. Dominic Godwin, 4 rushes for 22 yards, and Bailey Brown, 1 rush for 1 yard. In terms of passing the ball, Ricky Hunt has been pretty good tonight, 5 for 11 for 63 yards and a touchdown. Receiving, everybody's involved. You got a lot of receivers with 1 catch. Bailey Brown with 24. Jimmy Harris, 1 with 17. Micho Levine, 1 with 11. Des Green, 1 with 11. And Leon Mackey, before the fumble, at least had another chance. So we're seeing diversity on the offense.
Yep.
We're seeing a lot of players involved. There's a lot of good things going on. And from the defensive side of the ball, everything's looking good right now in terms of everything going on. Carlos Strong made the play of, made one of the, he did the return, but the return by Henderson, the interception, and like you said, had his wheel been 100%.
Right.
And had some more, a little bit better tread on that left leg tonight, he would have had a pick 6. I mean, he had.
That was Hitman.
That was Hitman. Yeah, Alonzo hit the man Henderson.
Yeah.
When he caught that ball and ran out of gas.
No, he just had a little hitch in his giddy up. He just couldn't quite open up and sprint and run away from those guys. I'm looking at. You said something, that Ricky has 3 touchdowns, 98 yards, so he's almost at 100 yards.
92
on how many carries?
On 6.
No,
8 carries.
8 carries. Wow. So you're talking about a 10-yard average for Ricky.
Just about, right.
And then you're also looking at a 10-yard average for TK.
Right.
And so I'm looking at those two guys thinking, okay, third quarter, we're going to have the TK and Ricky show. And maybe get a score or 2, and then, hey, let's protect our players. Let's shut it down. Maybe keep the offensive line in there a little bit longer and let them continue blocking and executing. But after that, start playing younger kids.
Right, and that's probably what's going to end up happening. We're talking about it here. We're at halftime, of course. It is the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E halftime report right now. Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores continues to make our communities a great one to live in. Thank you, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. I want to thank all our broadcast partners tonight: Communication Federal Credit Union, SSM Health St. Anthony Hospital, A-Plus Lawn and Services, Metro Technology Centers, Tinker Federal Credit Union, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Wing Supreme, David Threed's Hair Cafe School, First Security Bank, Heritage Funeral Home, Langston University, the Black Chronicle newspaper, the Oklahoma City Black Chamber, Sunshine Grocery Cash Saver Store, Power 103.5, and Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140. And a reminder, next week, keep listening for details. The Falcons playoff season will begin next week. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk about that, so don't go anywhere. And by the way, before we get there, if you are listening on your radio, hey, you can watch this game if you'd like to do so. Go to OKCHeartandSoul.com, click on the Millwood Falcon YouTube link, and you can watch this game. Also, we are also being featured tonight on Facebook Live on OKC Heart and Soul. So you got multiple ways to watch the game if you want to be involved with it. So your playoff game, you want to be a part of it. I'm going to tell you, next week you can watch the playoffs if you can't make it to the stadium, because there still will be limited folks able to get in due to the restrictions due to COVID-19. So, hey, there's a great chance to continue to watch the games and be a part of the action and feel it for yourself. When we come back on the other side, we're going to talk playoffs. We're going to talk teams to watch, and we're going to talk about how Class 2A is going to play out with the man, Coach Gary Woods, on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E.
Bankruptcy, divorce, late payments, these things can devastate your credit history. And if you've had any of these hiccups, chances are you've been taken advantage of by lenders who've acted like they're doing you a favor. Well, Oklahoma, it's time to put your foot down. And Boomer Kia is here to help. Every month, Boomer Kia helps dozens of people with no credit or even poor credit get into a brand new Kia with a great interest rate, all with only $240 down. Don't believe me? Visit boomerkia.com and click the iPrecheck banner. iPrecheck uses your real credit information to determine if you are eligible for approval. Get this, it takes less than 60 seconds and you know your buying power instantly. What's the best thing about iPrecheck at boomerkia.com? It doesn't show up or even hurt your credit history. You literally have nothing to lose. So don't get suckered into a buy here, pay here deal. Definitely don't wind up owing double what your car is worth. You have options and you have friends with Boomer Kia. I'm James Wade, General Manager at Boomer Kia, and I approve this message.
With approved credit through KMF, plus tax, tag, and license.
Need a banking partner you can count on? Call First Security Bank and Trust Company. It will be the best call you will ever make. Personal banking with First Security Bank and Trust Company can make life so easy. We offer mobile banking, online banking, and qualifying accounts can even make deposits using a cell phone. You will have instant access to all of your financial information, and you're able to check your balance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can transfer funds and even pay bills. You have total control. Plus, we offer personal customer service to help you with all your banking needs. Visit us today at 1541 Northeast 23rd Street, or give us a call at 405-424-4341, or visit our website at www.fsbokc.com. First Security Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Stressed out? Try Stress Balls De-Stressing Gummies. Eat a couple, and you'll feel like... That's because Stress Balls gummies contain a clinically proven herb called ashwagandha that becomes more effective over time at relieving stress. So later, your whole body feels like... until eventually your whole world feels like. So turn your stressed life into your best life and become a stress baller with Stress Balls Gummy Supplements.
This is an American Red Cross blood donation alert. We are currently facing a severe blood shortage during this coronavirus outbreak. Healthy blood and platelet donors are asked to make an appointment to give now. Donating blood is safe and can help save lives. Cancer patients, accident victims, and so many others continue to need life-saving transfusions. So please schedule your appointment now by visiting redcrossblood.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. You can make a difference.
And we are back to the Love's Truffle Stops and Country Stores OG&E halftime report. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods here in the box with you right now. And the Falcons find themselves up 30-0. So I want to spend a little time, Gary, talking playoffs right now. And if you look over Class 2A, a couple of things really stand out to me. There are 9 undefeated teams in district play. There are 2 undefeated teams overall. And here's the niche I want to just throw in, the monkey I want to throw in this wrench here, is when you look at the rankings for Class 2A, you got Metro Christian sitting at number 1, Cassia Hall sitting at number 2, Vian at number 3, the Falcons at number 4, Adair at 5, Jones 6, Washington at 7, Beggs 8, Marlowe at 9, and Frederick at 10. And here's my question for you. That's where I want to start off. And I want to start off with number 9, Marlowe. Mm-hmm. Marlowe is getting no love at all in any of the rankings at all, and it has to be because of who they've played. But they are undefeated overall, 8-0, 6-0 in district play, plus play in Class 2A4. So are they some hidden gem down there, or do you believe these rankings overall are correct when you look at how these teams are ranked? Is Metro Christian the best team in here? Now, Metro Christian, of course, their losses came out of district, and we know that they're a good team. We know that they're a solid team. But, how do you rank, or how do you see these teams in Class 2A? Who is the best team in Class 2A?
Well, okay, so you're asking me a question that I can't really answer right now because I haven't seen all these teams, okay?
It's been a tough year to monitor.
It's been a tough year to follow. And then also, too, you have the differences in scheduling as it relates to COVID. So when you look at the fact that Millwood coming into this game tonight was 5-1.
Right,
okay,
exactly.
But you look at Oklahoma Christian, and they're 8-0, so they've played more games. And so, you can't really get a handle on it. Here's what I can tell you.
Okay.
Metro Christian, Cassia Hall, Vian, Millwood, Adair, Jones, Washington, Beggs. You could stop right there. Those are the teams. Okay.
All right.
Those are the ones you need to be thinking about. Those are the ones that are going to – you got to go through those bad boys to get you there. Metro Christian right now sitting on top of the world. Very, very talented team. Got a D1 guy on the roster. Cassia Hall was a 3A team that came down to 2A, okay? And Cassia Hall's a private school, so they bring their kids in, right? And to some degree, Metro Christian does too, in terms of getting kids there. Vian, we already know that they have the 3 horsemen, right? Kenyatta Wright's boys and his nephew, that's a 3-player team. But guess who beat Vian? Cassia Hall. That's the reason why you see it ranked like that. Millwood sitting undefeated. They beat Jones. I think that if the Jones victory would have been numerically greater, even though for those of us who watched the game, it wasn't really close, but because it appeared to be close on paper, we didn't see Millwood get that big of a jump. Adair, Jones, and let's talk about Washington. We know Washington. We know Washington from last year. Now, they're not as good as, talent-wise as they were
in years past.
But we know that it's a program where those kids come up playing Washington football from the time, they're in Little League. And so we know from a athleticism as well as a scheme standpoint, Washington is going to be a team that none of these teams you can mess with. Now, they got Jones ranked number 6. Millwood pretty much put a whooping on Jones. That game should have been 46-8.
Should have been. We talked about the reasons.
Easily. The only reason why they got back in it, Millwood was on the road. Millwood had some mental mistakes. The only reason why that game was close was because Millwood made it close. It wasn't because Jones did anything. They didn't. It was as lopsided athletically as a team that we've seen.
Right. And
in fact, the Kellyville game was better in terms of competition than the Jones game.
Right. Now, Jones was just a bigger fish in the pan to fry.
That's right.
So let me just ask you this. So where does, in your opinion, Marlowe, Eufaula, Sequoia, where do those teams fall? If you're saying that Cassia Hall and in Metro Christian, so where does Sequoia and Marlowe fall in your opinion?
So let's. I can't speak to Marlowe, and
okay.
I know Frederick just jumped into the top 10. Beggs got one of the best players in the state. Okay, they got a kid. They got offers from everybody. He's a free safety, 6'1", 6'2", 200-pound kid. They got and Beggs athletically. Beggs are going to have some guys that can play. Okay. I mean, up front. I mean, it's a good combination. Typical small town setup. You're going to see, I'm just going to be real with you, saying this on the air, a good combination of diversity. You're going to have, you know, the brothers in the skill positions, okay? And they're going to probably be all related and cousins, right? And they all been playing together since they was 2 or 3 years old. So Beggs is legit. You know, Beggs is not one that you can, you know, scoff at. But what I can say about the Marlows, I just don't, I mean, playing in southern or southwest part of the state is just not that tough brand of ball. You know, the better teams are going to be, you know, in the Oklahoma City area and then up towards Tulsa. That's where you get Metro, Cassia, Vian. They all, you know, that's on the eastern side of the state. Adair's on the eastern side of the state, you know, and then, of course.
Exactly. And so we know how that's going to play.
Yeah, we know how that's going to play out.
If this is going to be the final break of halftime, we'll come back with the third quarter on their way. And we'll continue this talk throughout the third quarter. I think it's a great conversation because we talked about Newkirk coming in. We'll tell you a little bit about where they ranked and start getting you ready because the playoffs are here in Class 2A, and it's a long road to get to the championship. Most teams in any class are in Class 2A. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E.
Are you crazy? Of course not. So why are you still driving that old car? I'm James Wade, General Manager at Boomer Kia. And if you spend another dime on a new set of tires, miscellaneous car repairs, or any other random expenses, you are flat out wasting money. Boomer Kia wants your trade, any trade, even if you owe $8,000 more than it's worth, even if it doesn't drive. Just bring a picture to Boomer Kia, and we'll send a truck to pick it up. Then we'll get you into a brand new Kia today with 0% APR financing and no payments until spring. That's right, a brand new Kia with no payments for 6 months. And you can get pre-approved right now without any risk of hurting your credit score. Just click the iPrecheck banner at boomerkia.com. Then come in and swap your old ride for a brand new Kia at Boomer Kia, the #1 Kia dealer in the state. Get pre-approved right now at boomerkia.com.
With approved credit through KMF, deferred payments by dealer, interest accrues, date of sale, plus tax tag and license, negative equity may be refinanced. Full retail purchase, 0% for 75 months, $13.33 cost per thousand. Example 2020 Kia Sportage, expires 12/5/2020.
At OG&E, we energize life. We've powered up homes and businesses reliably and with low rates for generations. Each day, we honor our century-old commitment to energize the communities we serve. Our workplace culture is driven by excellence, intellectual curiosity, innovation, diversity, and inclusion. That's how OG&E members energize our neighborhoods and our neighbors' hopes and dreams. Find rewarding careers at OGE.com.
Orthopedic injuries happen when you're active, not when you're just sitting at a desk. That's why you need access to injury care 24/7, and it's now available at the Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at the SSM Health St. Anthony Healthplex in North OKC. Walk in or schedule online at ssmhealth.com/injury clinic. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, now you can skip the ER, but not the expertise at the 24/7 Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Do you work with lead or use it in your hobby? You might if you work in construction, handle firearms, weld, or work with scrap metal. You could be putting yourself and your family at risk for lead poisoning. Don't take lead home. For more information, contact the Oklahoma Lead Poisoning Prevention Program at 1-800-766-2223 or visit our website at ok.gov/health and search childhood lead poisoning.
Oh, yeah, it's getting nasty in here. Well, it's actually, Gary, it's been nasty for a while, 30-0. But if you're a Falcon fan, you love it. It's time for the second half to kick off here. Crossing Christian has the ball placed at the 40-yard line, set to kick this ball away, and we'll be back to live action. Low squib end-over-end kick, and TK ends up with it at the 35-yard line, and he runs right in the middle and takes it back out to the 45-yard line. Nice return by TK there.
Yeah, I mean, they anticipated some sort of squib or onside kick, and so the Falcons were ready for that kickoff.
Trying to get some early momentum going here, but the ball's returned out to the 45-yard line. TK Henderson, and he's not your typical returner because, again, the Falcons have several difference makers on the field so that at any given moment break a play wide open. So the Falcons come out with 4 receivers, trips to the outside. Ricky Hunt remains the quarterback, and he's going to fling it to the outside. He's going to get the ball out to Bailey Brown, and Brown's going to take the ball out to the 49-yard line or out to midfield, or actually out to the 50-yard line, so we'll say midfield. So a gain of 5, second down and 5.
Yeah, Bailey caught that ball, and he kind of wanted to get himself to the sideline, but sometimes you just got to say, hey, we just got to go north and south and see what I can get.
So second down and 5 is what we're looking at now. 30-0 is the score. The Falcons have been dominant on both sides of the ball all night long. 3 receivers right now. Twins to the right side. Ricky Hunt's looking over. 11 seconds still to snap the ball. Plenty of time. Claps for it. Hands the ball off right up the middle. And a nice run by TK as he takes the ball down to the Crossing Christian 46-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like he's about a half a yard short of the first down. Good hard run by TK.
And, again, the Falcons can split this. I mean, this game has moved along pretty well here, Gary, just because the fact of the nature of running the football. 3rd down and 1. Do you anticipate that still to be the case in the second half here?
Yeah, I'm thinking that, with a couple of more scores, both teams are going to be all about running the clock.
All right, so Ricky Hunt, quarterback, calls his own number. Gains the ball, takes the ball inside the 35-yard line, inside the 45-yard line, down to the 44. It's a Tinker Federal Credit Union first down for the Falcons.
Moving the chains, Ricky Hunt on the keeper. And like I said, we want to see if we can't punch this one in and see what Franklin does next.
And just for the matter right here, for those listening at home, how close is Ricky? He's 6 yards away from the century mark tonight. 3 receivers. Bailey Brown comes in motion across it on the jet sweep play, and he's looking for some space, and he should have cut it up early. And he's going to get a gain of 1, but he could have got a little bit more had he cut it up a little bit sooner.
That's one of the things that you get with, a speed guy. Bailey's not really a running back. He's more of a receiver. He runs a 4.3, but he's not an interior runner, and that's one of the things that he kind of has to learn how to do is when you see that opening and you're a 4.3 kid, go ahead and hit that gear, hit the turbo, and just hit that crease as hard as you can and get what you can get.
2nd down and 9, 3 receivers, twins to the right side, once again Hunt. And he's going to put it up for a deep pass, going across, and that pass is deflected. Nice play, but a little timing issue there. I think I don't know if it got lost in the lights or whatever there. It just didn't look like that was a smooth operating play there.
Yeah, that was from a technique standpoint, that ball was intended for Asher Earl, and we kind of talked a little bit. I talked to Coach Henderson about that. When these guys run go routes, they should be holding the box, and it looks like Asher did a good job of releasing and getting on top of the DB. He just didn't get a good throw.
All right, Ricky Hunt going to throw the ball across the middle, and the pass is nearly picked off. That was probably a very testy throw as he tended to get the ball in the hands of Angelo Bryson.
That's one of the areas I think that Ricky needs to improve on. Instead of throwing, he needs to throw the ball where the receiver is going, not where the receiver is. And so even if it's a comeback, and it's a comeback at 15 yards, you put the ball on the sideline where the receiver is going to finish his route at. If it's a go route, you lead the receiver so that he can run under the ball. And the same thing holds true for a post or a dig route.
Let me ask you a question after this next play here. I think it's a great time to be evaluating. 4th down and 9, and the Falcons are going to go ahead and go for it. 4 receivers, ball snapped. Hunt drops back in the pocket, looks across the middle, is going to throw the ball deep once again, and that pass is going to be caught for a touchdown. What a pass play. What a play by Ricky Hunt. Just when I asked you the question about timing, Bailey Brown gets into the end zone with a beautiful pass.
Now, notice the difference there. Bailey is a 4.3 kid. He's going against a kid that's slower. With ease, he was able to accelerate, get on top of the defensive back. But notice that Ricky didn't throw it where he was. Ricky threw it to a spot that Bailey could run to.
Right.
And that's the difference.
And that ball was in the air for at least 40 yards to get that. It was a beautiful pass by Ricky Hunt showing his arm strength. So the Falcons are going to actually attempt the extra point here. And I think this is one of those things we were talking about. Get Asher Earl a chance to try and get this thing down, because in the playoffs you may need it. It's a fake, and he's going to be brought down in a nice job reading the play fake there, but the extra point attempt is no good.
Yeah, Mays wasn't very convincing on that fake. Just the way he got down, it wasn't looking as if he was trying to get the ball down and held for the kick. It was fake all the way.
Yeah, Robert Mays didn't get it down in that particular case, but the Falcons did extend their lead to 36-0. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E. We'll be right back. Oh, yeah.
Looking for a great career? Metro Technology Centers has the training you need for jobs in high demand. Metro Tech has hands-on training in eye care technology, aircraft maintenance, and many more. Earn critical certifications and licenses taught by industry experts. Metro Tech provides real skills for real life that prepare you for that first day of work. Financial aid is available for those qualified. Enroll now and gain a competitive edge for your future. Metro Technology Centers, preparing for life.
Quick, moving like your average team. Millwood is not. 36-0 is the score. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods, and of course the show's tonight broadcast is being produced by DJ Shakespeare, lightening it up for you, doing a great job tonight. 36-0 is the score right now. The Falcons again showing their dominance, going for it on fourth down. And my question, as we get ready for the defensive side of the ball, Gary, for Millwood, I was going to ask you, would Ricky Hunt's skill set as it is now, is that good enough to win a state title with, or there's some things that we still need to improve on? What you think needs to happen there?
Well, if you talk to Coach Franklin, he'll tell you that we need to continue to get better. And there are some polished things that does need to get themselves worked out, so, and we're seeing some of that in the passing game. We're seeing some of that in the decision making, right? We're seeing situations where Ricky can run, instead he chooses to throw it as opposed to, doing the safe thing. One of my old coaches used to always say, hey, every time you throw the ball, 3 things can happen and 2 of them ain't good.
Right.
And so, with Millwood being a run-oriented team with all of these outstanding skill players, if Ricky is ever out on the edge and coverage is intact, he needs to be running the football a little bit more.
Right. So, the penalty is going to put the ball at the 41-yard line, kicked out of bounds. And they try to get the ball to the outside and able to turn the corner. You don't see that too often, but get it to Will McMurphy. He was able to turn the corner to the outside and able to make up all that ground he gave up at first, because he gave up quite a bit of real estate there, Gary.
Yeah, he did. And, part of that, too, is because Tyler Taffy got too far upfield. That's one of the things that defensive linemen have to learn how to do, particularly against finesse offenses like this who, like to do a lot of RPO and do some, like, jet sweep type stuff. When you come off the ball and you attack, you immediately get your eyes up so that you can see, and you work to the heel line stop, and then if it's pass, you keep coming. If it's run, you get flat and chase the ball.
Right. So the running play is going to put the ball at a 2nd down and 2 after a gain of 8. And then the pass was thrown by Wood, and he completes it to number 14, Drew Taylor, down at the 25-yard line. The biggest pass play of the night, and a fireworks start to go as you hear the fans and the cowbells go for the Knights.
Yeah, that pass was caught on Isaiah Leonard, and of course, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but coming out of halftime, Des Green is on the sideline. He's undressed now, and so it doesn't look like he's going to finish the rest of this game. So they're working on a player who's not normally a starter.
So getting the pass play down and advances it down to the Millwood 25-yard line. So what a great pass play that was for them, giving them a first down, a pass play of 25 yards. So a loss as the Falcons and Dominic Godwin go downhill headhunting and bring down McMurphy down at about see where they spot it now. They're going to say back at the 27-yard line, loss of 2.
Yeah, good play. Linebackers had that one sniffed out from Jump Street.
So second down and 12, 8:14 to go. 36-0 is the score. And the Falcons come across the line, but were they induced on that? So let's see here what the play is. And they're going to say it is.
Yeah, usually when the defensive linemen start walking backwards, you know that they're like, it's on us. But, that's one of the things, that you got to focus in on. You got to say, hey, you know what? The ball is right there in front of my nose. I just need to watch it.
Watch it. You're trying to get a jump, trying to make a play, and that sometimes can cost you down. Ball now spotted at the 22-yard line following the penalty. And Wood's going to throw it to the outside, and that ball is going to be caught by number 4, Logan McGowan. He's going to take it down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Jimmy on the coverage there. Not bad coverage.
Gain of 2.
Nice little old route for a gain of 2 yards. I mean, I'll give that up all day long, right?
Third down and 5, right. Again, now, the only thing you have to know here is it's definitely 4-down territory here. But, that deep pass, and then, again, different personnel in the game, and it looks like a lot of starters are out. Now everybody's getting some more time. A lot of Falcons are standing up here. Don't necessarily cross the neutral zone, and Wood's going to throw it up across and throw it to the outside. His pass is incomplete. Again, the Falcons showing blitz, and it's been very effective tonight just to threaten blitz, not actually always bring it either. They start running in that guard tackle gap, and it puts the quarterback, kind of speeds his clock, and he's unloading the ball a little early without any pressure there, Gary.
Well, here's the other part. Has the defensive front gotten a sack tonight?
I'm going to say no.
Right, because the ball's coming out too fast.
4 receivers, trips to the outside. Woods getting a change from the sideline here. 18 seconds to snap the ball, plenty of time. Wood drops back in the pocket. He's going to try and throw it to the middle of the field. And the safety fell down, and the receiver had a clean shot at it, and that pass is incomplete. Turnover on downs. It'll be Falcon football. And like you said, a lot of times with this night team, Gary, they have driven the ball, made a nice gain here, about 30 to 40, maybe even 50 yards of offense, and then it just comes to a halt.
Yeah. Either they get a tackle for loss or just fail to execute. It seems like, given the fact that the Falcon defender fell in the end zone and virtually just left the receiver uncovered, that should have been 6 for the Knights. But
should have been
6. I mean, the ball hit him in the hands. He just didn't catch it.
And again, I needed to find out what's going on because, again, Owen Krotz is the starting quarterback for the Knights all the season. But Drew Wood is starting tonight. And he's a younger guy, sophomore, but then we look at Ricky Hunt, younger guy, sophomore.
Yeah.
And these guys are still learning to fill up those shoes to be comfortable, to learn to execute and do the things at the right level.
Yeah, I mean, you sometimes you have to go through the sophomore blues, right? I mean, I liken quarterbacks to.
And by the way, there's an injured player on the field. Yeah, so I don't want you to think you're missing any live action. And this is a stoppage in action. It's a Sunshine grocery store. It's not necessarily a timeout, but it is an injury timeout. But they're located at 1149 North Martin Luther King Avenue. Has the best prices and produce in the city. So you need those greens for Thanksgiving. It's time to start mounting those up. Best smoked meat. Well, I'm sure they're gonna have a special up there for you to go ahead and get that because Sunshine Grocery Store around Thanksgiving. Because I gotta hear not this week because it's too early now. It's too early for you to give me your playbook right now on what's on the menu for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I could tell you what's on the menu for Thanksgiving.
No, that's too early.
I'm just telling you. Let me give you a hint.
No,
I'm not gonna be in Oklahoma for Thanksgiving.
Okay, Gary. If the Falcons are playing, you gonna be here?
No, I won't. I already cleared it with boss. Okay. I'm next week. Brother Wood's on vacation. Okay. Yeah, next week, Brother Woods, and then on Thanksgiving, Brother Woods is gonna be gone. And I'll be in Florida, man, for Thanksgiving in Florida. So I won't be having turkey. I'll be eating seafood.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So is that like, can you have lobster and crab legs for Thanksgiving?
You can if you cook it.
All right, back to live action. So it's Falcon football right now, and Ricky Hunt. Is that Ricky Hunt? Yes, he is. He's throwing across the middle, and he didn't move his legs that time. He threw from the shoulder. Pass intended for Bailey Brown. Yeah,
one of the keys is, when you're standing in the pocket, you got to keep your feet moving as you rotate and do your check downs. And, that's the sort of thing. You were asking me about sophomore quarterbacks versus freshman quarterbacks. I'm going to tell you something. I liken them to bird dogs, right? Because I'm a bird dog. I'm a bird dogger, and I'll talk to you about my analogy when we come back.
All right. We got 3 receivers because I can't wait to hear this one.
Yeah.
We got 7:01 to go, 10 seconds to snap the ball. And the ball snapped, and Ricky Hunt's going to roll to the left and throw back right, and that pass is deflected. And, again, those are some risky passes intended for Asher Earl, because in a game where, you're talking about some of the more experienced defense, those tip balls are getting intercepted.
Yeah, if I am Washington, those balls are going the other way. And that's the stuff that when we talk about needs to be tightened up, cleaned up, that's what it is. So my analogy on bird dogs, and I'll tell you the first half of it, and then we'll get this play in. When you get a brand-new bird dog pup, which is the equivalent of a freshman quarterback, the first year you get them out there and you hunt them, and they're going to probably just make a ton of mistakes, run through a lot of birds. You ain't going to kill no birds.
Okay.
With a pup.
With a brand new bird dog pup.
In their first year season. You're just not going to get there.
3 receivers, Ricky Hunt play fakes, and it's going to hit. And he catches it off his hip. And he's going to the end zone is Jimmy Harris.
Right.
He caught it off his thigh. And the ball was dribbling around there. And Ricky Hunt kind of play action pass, faked it, and then hitched it straight down on a 9 route. All the way down goes Jimmy Harris.
That's right. Now, in that sophomore season of bird hunting, you're gonna have days where you're gonna do real good. You're gonna have days where you're gonna do real bad. And that's where we are right now as it relates with Ricky. But because he's so talented, what he can't do, he can make up for with his pure gifted athleticism. And he has about 9 other players that are going to be playing college ball next year somewhere, and they can help him, really, really execute and do extremely well. When you see him totally dominate, and I'm talking about totally dominate a game, okay? You'll see that next year when he won't make nowhere near the mistakes or bad throws. Mechanically, he'll be tightened up, and he will be so good next year as a junior that every time we have a home game, it's going to be college scouts lined up here to look at him because his development will be just that much further along.
The extra point attempt is no good, but the Falcons extend after an 80-yard pass play from Ricky Hunt to Jimmy Harris.
Now, did you notice how he threw that ball? He threw it where the receiver was going.
That's the second time he's done that.
Not where the receiver was.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And so the good news is that Ricky's smart, and he can figure stuff out on the fly. That's what makes him so talented. And that's what makes him so good.
We're going to stay right here as we get ready for that. Ricky Hunt, 94 yards rushing. In the passing game, he's jumped up to 191 yards. He had 63 in the first half. He's up to he's got 128 in the second right now. And as far as the quarter goes, right now in the third quarter, he's thrown for, I just said it, 128 yards. So his total numbers right now for Ricky Hunt is 191. 8 for 18.
8 for 18. Okay, now, this time next year, his numbers are going to be like 14 for 18.
Low squib kick, and the ball goes out of bounds, but I want to question that because it looked like the crossing Christian player touched the ball. So they threw a flag, but if the ball, and they're saying it's a legal procedure, but it looked like the Knights touched it. But regardless of the case, it's going to be night football at the 35-yard line.
Yeah. No, as I said before, this time next year, Ricky will be 14 for 18 for, 190 yards, easy through the third quarter. He'll be, his percentages and completion rates and stuff will be so much higher. And most of the time, his drops will be because the receivers just didn't catch it.
Right, and that's going to be something that you just watching how a play develops like that.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to watch him next year, like you said, if you're listening to this broadcast and watch the tape on this. The pass play was complete from Wood, looks like to number 14 again, Drew Taylor, who gets the ball to the 41-yard line.
And then all of his passes will have the potential to be home run hitters. I mean, how he's learning, like right now, to put the ball out in front of the receiver, he'll be able to throw all of his passes from jump. He won't throw any short ones or get any interceptions or deflections. He'll be able to put that ball where nobody can get to it.
2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6. 3 receivers, and Wood's going to hand it off right in the middle to McMurphy, and he's cut down as Godwin gets in the backfield and gets him down at the 40-yard line. He's going to lose a yard on that play.
Well, let's see what. No, they gave him forward progress.
Actually,
it was a tackle for loss. I know it was, but they put the ball right back at the line.
It was at the 41. The ball's at the 40 now. So it's a loss of 1. So 3rd down and 5. You're just looking at that. Now, looking at the receiving core for the Falcons next year, Gary, you know, we have a lot of seniors. You start talking about Bryson, but you get Earl back. Jimmy Harris is gone. Bailey Brown will be gone. Will be back next year. So when that receiving core, is that going to really – oh, that was a – Wood tried to get it to Taylor, who was on the ground, which would have been a great target.
Yeah.
Because you catch it, you're already down. 4th down here as the pass is incomplete. But anyway, how are you looking at the receiving core for the Falcons next year to go along with the talent of course, Ricky Hunt Jr.?
They got some guys on the sideline right now that will emerge. They got guys on the sideline right now that can play. It's just that, you know, you got all these seniors up in front of them, and these kids are trying to get in school, so coaches, you know, letting these upperclassmen get a lot more playing time.
High kick, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Let's see where the official marks it. As they're running up the sideline there. He's going to mark it at the 42.
Yeah, the one thing that you don't never, ever have to worry about at Millwood is a shortage of skilled players. I mean, we're going to always have – you know, a good array of skilled players, guys with the ability to move around and move positions. You know, there might be a backup running back right now that'll make the switch to wide receiver and will catch the ball and run good routes. And you know, these kids are just extremely talented. The biggest issue that we always get concerned about at Millwood is linemen, and that's typically your struggle when you're dealing with Class 2A type numbers. You just don't have that many big bodies to throw out there. But, you know, Millwood has plenty of those coming up too. So, you know, the cupboard is full, and Coach Franklin is in great shape in terms of having an ability to reload. But losing 8, 9 seniors, you know, that's going to have some growing pains to come with it.
3 receivers. And Leo Mackey is the new quarterback in the game. He hands the ball up the middle to Big Meech. And Micho Levine is going to take the ball out beyond the 40-yard line. And it's going to be spotted at the 42. And they're saying 1st down?
Yes.
Yes, they are. They're saying Big Meech gets the 1st down.
And see, you got to realize, too, that Micho Levine, he's a freshman. His class of player, a lot of those guys are standing on the sideline right now.
And going up the middle, looking for some space to operate, and he's carrying some guys with him. Should have been brought down in the backfield for a loss, but Levine does not know that. He is a power gear. He only knows one gear, and that's forward.
Yeah, he laid down for 5 yards. He seriously, he laid down for a gain of 5. I mean, this kid is one that I am very excited about.
All right, so we have 3 receivers. Single back. Mackey in shotgun formation. He fakes it's going to swing it to the outside. Catch is made by Jimmy Harris. Jimmy Harris makes the first man miss and takes the ball out to the 45, down to the 45-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. See what the call is here. And it's going to be holding. Looks like holding is going to be the call against the Falcons. Was that what you saw there, Gary? Because I couldn't quite make that out.
I couldn't make it out. I think I have an opinion about that. I mean, you can call holding every play. That was a slip screen out in the flats, and if there was a holding, it probably was away from the play.
2nd and 12, but if it was an offensive penalty, shouldn't have been first down still. Anyway, Leo Mack is going to swing it out to Levine, and Levine's going to get all that and more as he powers his way on a nice short route and makes something good happen, and he takes it down to the 48-yard line, make it to the 48-yard line. It's a first down for the Falcons, a Tinker Federal Credit Union first down.
Yeah, he's 14 years old, and he hasn't even been in the weight room yet, and he's running over people. I mean, he's just like, move, get out the way, I mean, he just running folks over. 14. I mean, that's what's going to be scary. I mean, the strides you're going to see this guy and Ricky Hunt take between now and next year is going to be outstanding. I mean, like I said, the Falcons, you talked about the cupboard or talking about the guys graduating. They're still going to be okay.
Right.
They're still going to be really okay because there's other teams in Class 2A who will not be reloading at the level that Millwood will be reloading at.
It's a Sunshine Grocery Store timeout located at 1149 North Martin Luther King. Has the best prices on produce and best greens and best meat in the city. Add a little sunshine to your life. Time to take a timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to – actually, no. We're going to stay right here. We're not going to go to break right now because looks like the teams are coming back on the field, so we'll stay right here. Officially 3:07 to go in the third. 42-0 is the score. Leo Mackey, would be nice to see him lead this team down the field and score on this drive here.
Yeah.
Just to get him some more experience, get him some more time behind there because that gives you more options when he's out there. Because one thing we know how successful the Falcons have been with the diamond formation, that's when you have Levine, Henderson, and Hunt out there with Godwin, and you've got some powerful running. If you get two quarterbacks out there, there's a lot of things you can do. And Bailey Brown's going to get the ball on the jet sweep, and he might take it to the house.
And
he's at the 25, he's at the 20, he's at the 10. He's going to get tripped up and be brought down at the 10-yard line. What a jet sweep, and Bailey Brown hit the Jets and almost took it to the house on that one.
Well, I tell you, the entire coaching staff is going to run over to Bailey because he kind of got brought down from behind, and they're going to probably say, Bailey, man, you run a 4.30. What you doing getting caught from behind? So, I think the defender had an angle on him, but I think Bailey was not aware that people were so close to him.
3 receivers right now. Leo Mackey is the quarterback right now, and Levine is in the backfield. 10 seconds to snap the ball, and Leo Mackey's going to run up the middle. Look at Leo Mackey trying to show a little power and a little grit himself as he takes the ball inside the 5 down to the 4.
Yeah, not a bad play call, and the hole was definitely there.
Down to the 4, gain of 6 on the play, so nice job for him. 2nd down and goal from the 4. The Falcons on the verge of putting 48 points on the board right now. We've got 3 receivers, Leo Mackey in shotgun formation, and I see Levine getting carries. Is that TK in the game? TK's got back in the game. Is that Levine? I can't tell from this angle. It looks like it's Levine.
That's Levine, yeah.
5 seconds to snap the ball. Bailey Brown comes across in the jet sweep, and Leo Mackey trying to get to the house. And Leo Mackey touchdown.
Mackey.
Leo Mackey takes it in for the touchdown. What a job. Good for the senior. Leo Mackey getting into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, he's a great kid. And, we were sitting there talking about, is that Levine or is that TK? Well, I figured it was Levine because he was just as tall as Mackey. And Mackey's about 6'2 and a half, 6'3. So I thought, yeah, TK didn't grow.
All right.
Since halftime.
Now, this game is going to take another twist here as the coaches have now agreed to go ahead and have a running clock. It's officially under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter now. And the Falcons are going to go for 2. And Leon Mackey is rolling right. He's going to throw across the middle. And that ball's bouncing around. That pass is incomplete.
Yeah. So it's an official running clock now?
It is an official running clock now. You know, so 2-point conversion fails, but the Falcons now extend their lead to 48-0. 142. Well, they did stop it there. I thought it's in a running clock, it's a running clock. That's what I thought. But nonetheless, the clock has stopped. So we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E. Don't go anywhere.
Seems like every game and app and service wants to charge you a fee. Monthly fee, usage fee, delivery fee. So how about a checking account that pays you, huh? Then remember this. You get paid on every Visa debit transaction with PayMe Checking from Communication Federal Credit Union. Online, in apps, or in stores. Last year, our members earned over $240,000 in paybacks with PayMe Checking. Get paid instead of paying. Communication Federal Credit Union. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
And we are back. 1:42 left to go here. And the Falcons are set to kick the ball out. And, you know, it's pretty interesting, Gary. You made an interesting observation. We'll talk about it in just a second here. The kick is away. Low squib kick fielded at the 33-yard line and returned out to the 45, right in the middle of the field there. You know, the one thing I always remember, and this goes back to my broadcasting years ago, Jay Swick and I went down for the DeSoto, Texas Douglas game. And I do remember one thing about that game. When the band and the cheerleaders were out there, there were more cheerleaders than Douglas had on its team.
Wow.
DeSoto came out, and they had their third string out there before too long. And I'm sitting there telling myself, how many quarterback, how many players?
Yeah.
The roster was pages. It wasn't. It wasn't just a set there. And I remember that. And again, they play a little bit different brand of football. Didn't say it was better. I just said different brand of football down in Texas. And Wood's going to throw the ball, the deep pass there, and the pass was nearly intercepted. And nice job there, but going down hurt. And it's nice plays Jalen Mitchell, who made a return to the game, tried to make a play on the ball though.
Yeah. He looked like he might have twisted his ankle, too, on the play.
Well, he was trying to, you got to toe tap and try to keep your body positioned correctly, and he was trying to make a play on the ball. And now he's having a difficulty trying to get back up, but it was a good play by him on that ball there. And he did everything right, Gary. He played the ball, he played the receiver, and then he saw the eyes. He tried to contort his body to make the interception.
Yeah, and he also took like a false step kind of like either on the leg or just kind of rolled his ankle as he was about to make the catch and ended up losing his focus there a little bit.
48-0 is our score right now. You know, when we start talking about those teams that we were mentioning early, Vians of the world, Metro Christians, you were talking about it. How strong does your defense have to really be to win a state title? What are the formulas of those things that you need to have and do well at the best level to win those games?
Well, here's so as we look at those teams, when you start talking about Cassia Hall, again, it comes down to Metro Christian, pass rush and coverage, right, defensively, and being able to stop the run, because those teams are going to have, the ability to put the ball up and also have balanced attack. And that's the same thing with Cassia Hall. Vian is going to run the ball, okay? They're going to be physical. So is Washington. The
injured player, we talked about it, Jalen Mitchell, is walking off under his own power.
Yeah, it looked like he twisted his ankle there a little bit. But, again, it's about physicality. It's about having the ability to run sideline to sideline. It's having the ability to cover and then get, good run support defensively from your secondary and not miss tackles. And also have the ability to win the line of scrimmage consistently on defense, which means that, defensively, you're going to have to come off the ball quick, play low, play with your eyes and hands, and find the ball and chase the ball. So some of these errors or mistakes that we're seeing right now, that we're able to make up for against Metro, you won't be able to make up against Vian and Washington.
Got another question for you in just a second here. We had incomplete pass there. I was looking at 2nd down and 10, ball spot at the 45-yard line. Minute 24 to go before the end of the third quarter. 4 receivers for Wood, the Knight quarterback. High snap, he steps back, going to try and throw it over the middle, and the pass is complete. Nice pass play to number 6. Looks like Nate Rouse is going to get them a first down in Falcon territory at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and at this stage of the game right now, as we look at the Millwood secondary, everyone there is a backup right now.
So talk to me about something else here, Gary, as we start getting here. We're under a minute to play in the fourth quarter coming up right around the corner here. What about some of the coaches that we have in Class 2A? You know, we always talk about the Bill Blankenships and, the coachings at Owasso and some of these other, Class 6A programs. And there's some great coaches there. But what about some of the coaches in some of the lower classes of football, like Class 2A, like where Millwood finds itself?
Well, I mean, the coaching staff is actually a lot of the smaller class. I don't know the coaches all by name.
No, I'm not talking about names. I'm talking about the quality of them.
I know the quality of coaching. These guys are in Class 2A are heavy in identity.
We're gonna finish this conversation. It's 2 seconds left. It's the fourth quarter coming up. We'll be back on the other side. The fourth quarter is coming up right now. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Loves in OG&E.
OG&E employees unleash their potential by making words like respect, integrity, teamwork, and transparency verbs, not cliches. At OG&E, we pour ourselves into charitable partnerships, put new technology to work for a cleaner future, and so much more. It's a company-wide commitment to provide more than electricity. We're energizing hopes and dreams. At OG&E, we energize life. Why not help us? Visit careers at OGE.com.
Time to start the fourth quarter. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on. Just a reminder, Millwood Falcon playoff football starts next week. Don't miss out on it. Game should be next Friday, and we'll get you the official schedule and be listening to your local listing station, Heart and Soul 92.1, to give you all the details on the upcoming schedule. Woods swings the pass to the outside. The pass is going to be caught by Drew Taylor, who's put together a nice night. Drew Taylor is he's going to get him a first down inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. So nice job by the Knights there, showing some pass game, and they've been able to move the ball somewhat, just, not effectively consistently. How about that?
Yeah, not enough to put any points on the board, but right now, they're kind of they are in with their starters, and Millwood has their backup in, and so now they're having some success.
4 receivers. Wood is going to throw it across the middle, and as the pass is incomplete there. So it's going to end up being 2nd down and 10. 11:08 to go before the end of this contest. 48-0 is your score. We were talking about coaches and all that. But one thing I wanted to throw out there, Gary, is when we start looking at the games is these coaches are experienced in Class 2A. What they do well, they stay with. When Washington played Millwood 2 years ago, and even when they played them in the regular season, they stuck to their guns of what made them work. Vian's the same way. It's not it's not like we see elaborate game plans. The teams know what their strengths are, and they stay to it.
Yeah, and then they also do a good job of matching up their strengths with, their opponent's weaknesses. So when you start looking at like a Vian, a Metro Christian, a Jones, when you start talking about playoff ball, it's really about, hey, what is it that we're good at? Who are we? What is our identity? And then how can we kind of take advantage of that, and expose some areas of weakness, of our opponent. And that's really what it boils down to. Teams do what they're going to do.
And it's 3rd down and 10 now as Wood's clapping for it. He's going to step back in the pocket, looking for a receiver, pressure being applied. He's going to throw it down the field, and it's going to be out of bounds, incomplete. You know, and one thing I like to say about the defense is your defense has got to be able to play 4 quarters of football.
Sure.
Because, you know, in high school football, unlike any other sport, yeah, you see points, but usually see the bridge break in the 4th quarter for teams that are not well conditioned or can't make a play. You might have a close game, and all of a sudden the game explodes. The other team scores 30 points. You know, kind of a college football, but at the high school level, that happens quite a bit when you have to be able to play 4 quarters of defense.
Yeah.
4th down, they're going to go for it.
And I think Millwood understands that. Yeah, Millwood understands that, especially
Passes
since
incomplete.
Yeah, especially since, like, what was it, 2 years ago when, you know, Vian came back from behind and beat us, you know, and I can tell you that, you know, not being able to put, you know, the game away, you know, or being in a situation where you let, you know, other outside forces influence, you know, the circumstances of the game.
I love the term that you use, outside forces, because, I mean, you know, and here's the thing about it. Has Millwood finally eclipsed that old cliche that the Falcon offense slows down under 40 degrees? Have we finally, can we ditch that old mantra that used to be around quite a bit? You know, under 40 degrees, the Falcon offense don't fly.
I don't know. Have we played a game under 40 degrees yet?
I mean, in Jones we did. It was under.
Yeah, it was cold in Jones. Yeah. No, you're right about that.
But, I mean, that was a question that used to be said all the time when it comes to playoff ball. When you start getting later into the year. Leo Mackey's going to hand the ball off outside to number 23, who has nowhere to go. And that is, of course, Major's carrying the ball there. That is, of course, Michael Major.
Yeah, I mean, the question is can we execute when it's cold, and can we do it week after week? You know, it's one thing to play one cold game, but when you know the next 3 weeks are going to be cold, practice during the week is going to be cold. You know, can you come out and get out? Can you function? Can you execute in the cold weather? You know, I'm not going to lie. We are tropical people.
Yeah?
We are tropical people, okay? You know, and you know us, man. We get mad because Black History Month's in February.
Okay.
You know?
See, this is when I get to say this. I don't get to say that. That's y'all Southern folk. I'm from the North, man. We grew up in the snow. That's what that is. All right, so it's 3rd down after 2 running plays here. Falcons unable to get any major yards there. So the ball is now spotted, of course, at the 23-yard line. Gain of 1 on that last play. And we're looking at a 3rd down and about 14. We're under 6.5 to play. We're right around 6.5 to play. So 3rd down and long here. And high snap, and number 31 is going to end up throwing it out of bounds, which was a wise play there. Pass play by William Mays. Sophomore quarterback's in the game now. His pass is incomplete as he threw it away wisely. And that's a decision where you just get on the ball. Don't try to make something special out of it. Just get rid of it.
Yep, find a white jersey and throw it out of bounds.
Yeah. So he threw it out of bounds. It wasn't intended for anybody. So it's 4th down and 14. So the Millwood Falcons are going to punt the ball away with 5:54 to go. Running clock here. So the game will probably be over here in the next 5 to 7 minutes, depending if barring any injury or anything like that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think either team is really interested in scoring any points. We now are seeing our 3rd team quarterback in the game, and all of the starters are out. And so...
All right, and the Falcons call for time, and Coach Franklin's not happy about something. He's out of near the hash mark, waiting on his team. And so someone either didn't line up or someone didn't check in there. It's a Sunshine Grocery Store timeout. Remember, 1149 North Martin Luther King Avenue has the best prices and produce in the city. Best greens, best smoked meat. Add a little sunshine to your life. So 4th down. And we got a timeout here. We'll stay right here. But going back to the conversation we were having, Defenses got to be able to play fourth quarters. You know, these are the formulas of championship teams. And, you know, weather sometimes plays a factor in that. We were talking about the Falcons' history used to be before they won those tough games. Even John Marshall had to win a tough game, you know, out there in, you know, in Class 3A. I know that's like poison around here. We talking about John Marshall on the Millwood broadcast. But needless to say, it's an important detail when they were able to win that game. And again, it was harsh conditions. We're talking about 30 degrees. You had hot hands everywhere that night.
Yeah. But you know, also too, they had a talent. A talent advantage over, you know, many teams.
Yep. So the ball is going to be down at the Millwood 42-yard line. I think it's going to be the 42-yard line.
So here's the places, and I'd love to kind of cover this.
Make that the 37.
Couple of things that Millwood needs to do defensively to really tighten things up. Defensive front really needs to understand run pass reads, high hat, low hat, stop at the heel line. As soon as they get that fixed, you know, consistently, they'll be fine.
All right, and Wood is trying to hand the ball. No, quarterback keeper. Nothing doing there. Line of one.
Linebackers need to get good in their drops. They need to understand where the immediate threats are when receivers come off the ball in route concepts. The linebackers who are in coverage need to understand that when they drop after they determine run or pass, they need to swing their eyes and look at the receivers, number 2, number 3, and they need to buzz to take away the quick routes to those receivers. Defensive backs need to learn how to squeeze tighter.
How's the communication you think going on the defensive side of the ball? You think the linebackers are talking to the safety? Is there good communication on this team right now?
I think no. And the reason why I say that, I think the secondary is good. I think the secondary they're communicating with each other, you know, but I don't think that there's much communication happening between the secondary and the linebackers. I think the linebackers are run-oriented. I think they're probably looking more at the defensive front and saying, hey, you know what, linebackers talking to D-line, and I don't think there's a lot of coverage-type communication that's happening between linebackers and defensive secondary. I think, but like I said, those things kind of have to come together to reduce when you get against precision passing teams.
Right,
it's
exactly.
Going to make a big difference.
All right, they got the third-string quarterback in for the Knights, and this one is, of course, this young man is number 6 out there, getting a chance to do that. That is Nate Rouse. It looks like. That might be 6. It might be an 8. Might be Luke Olson. Can't quite tell from this angle.
Yeah.
And like I said, the Texas Tech jerseys on a night where you don't have TV cameras on the other side of the field, you can't quite see what the number is. But the nature of the play takes the ball down to the 32-yard line, not quite enough for the first down. So a fourth down situation here for the Falcon defense. Fourth down and about 3.
Like the mistakes like that, you know, being right over the football and jumping off sides because you're not watching the ball. You know, those are all things that, you know, guys have to mature into. They need to be drilled. They need to be, you know, taught not to listen to, you know,
the cadence
and vocal snap and vocal calls. You know, all of those things, you know, are things that makes the difference when you start talking about getting into the quarterfinals, semis, and finals.
And going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Quarterback keeper going to lose a yard. Back to the looks like nearly at the 33. Yeah, back to the Millwood 33-yard line. And we're under about 96 seconds left in the game here.
That was quick.
Yeah, it is.
Running clock.
And the question will be about, you know, we're going to have to give a Millwood player of the game coming up in the post-game report. That's coming up right after this. And a nice little crease, and trying to get into the end zone is going to run down inside the 10-yard line down to the 13-yard line. Nice running play, as you said before. You know, getting down to the 13. Of course, the Falcon starters are not in the game at this point. You know, see if they can hold the shutout with under a minute to go here. 1st and 10. And they're going to come out with 4 receivers once again. And they're going to hand the ball off to try to get it down low, and he's going to take the ball inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. And they got 34 seconds left to go. And they're lining back up again. 24 seconds left to go, 26 seconds to snap the ball. Post game's coming up right after this. Is the SSM Health St. Anthony Hospital. And trying to get to the edge on the outside, and thought it was going to be a nice tackle, but then a flock of Falcons get there with 7 seconds left to go.
Yeah, it looks like the defense is being pretty stingy. They're like, we'll let you get out within the 10, but we're not going to let you score.
And that is going to be the end of the contest, as the final contest as the score is 48-0. We'll be right back with the post-game report right after this, as the Falcons are victorious 48-0. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football.
Orthopedic injuries happen when you're active, not when you're just sitting at a desk. That's why you need access to injury care 24/7, and it's now available at the Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at the SSM Health St. Anthony Healthplex in North OKC. Walk in or schedule online at ssmhealth.com/injury clinic. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, now you can skip the ER, but not the expertise at the 24/7 Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Welcome to the SSM Health St. Anthony Hospital post-game report. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on the call for you tonight. And, the game we saw tonight was dominant by the Falcons on so many levels. The final numbers of the night is, of course, Crossing Christian had 8 first downs total for the night, 120 yards passing, 20 yards rushing, 140 yards for the total of the night. They finished with 3 penalties overall on the night, 1 for 10 on third downs. And that will get you in a bad spot anytime we start talking numbers, Gary. That'll get you in trouble anytime. And the team stats for the Falcons, pretty interesting in itself. 21 first downs on the night, 261 yards rushing, 203 yards passing. So when you look at that, it's 464 yards of total offense. In terms of that passing, it was 9 for 24 on the night. Now, 9 penalties. Now, that's something that's still an ugly number. You don't want to carry that into the playoffs. Third downs, they were 6 for 10, 60%. 3 for 3 on fourth down, so that was an impressive number overall. As far as individual leaders tonight, for Millwood tonight, Ricky Hunt finished with 9 carries for 94 yards and 3 touchdowns. DeCarrion Henderson, TK, 8 carries for 83 yards and a touchdown. Bailey Brown, 3 rushes for 40 yards. Dominic Godwin, 4 carries for 22 yards. Leon Mackey, 2 carries for 10 yards, a touchdown, and a fumble on the night. Miko Levine only carried the ball. Now, he was effective in the pass game with 1 catch for 10 yards. And Michael Major, 2 for -4 on the night. As far as passing is concerned, we said it before, Ricky Hunt Jr., 8 for 18, 191 and 3 touchdowns. Leon Mackey, 1 for 1 for 12 yards on the night. And William Mays' pass was incomplete, the one pass he did have. Receiving-wise, Jimmy Harris, 2 catches for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bailey Brown, 3 catches for 72 yards and a touchdown. Miko Levine, 2 catches for 23 yards. Desmond Green, 1 for 11. And Leon Mackey, of course, had the 1 catch on the night. And the one thing I want to point out here is Jimmy Harris, was just outstanding overall when we look at the total for 97 yards and the touchdown. But Bailey Brown's 72 yards, when we look at it for the first half of the game on Bailey Brown, he only had 24 yards, and then he exploded in the second half for nearly getting the century mark overall for the night. So, Gary, if you had to choose the Big O's Pork and Dreams player of the game, who is it tonight? Treat yourself to the best barbecue in Oklahoma City. It's Big O's Pork and Dreams, home of the famous Fat Butt, also known as the Big Nasty, a loaded potato with a spare rib on top. Big O's Pork and Dreams located at 285 South Santa Fe Avenue in Edmond. Call for more information, 405-657-2235.
I would go with Mr. Jimmy Harris.
Jimmy Harris tonight, huh?
Yes, sir.
And
anytime you can go 2 catches for 97 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I think you've.
Are you showing big playability?
I'm showing big playability, and I saw him run away from some people. Then also too, he turned around and played good defense.
Yes. Okay. Now, how close was it on the night for Alonzo? I hit the man Henderson with the.
Oh man,
that was the play of the night.
Yeah, that was definitely. If he would have taken off and scored, I probably would have been like, "Hey, we're gonna give it to a defensive player tonight."
Right. Exactly. If he had done a scoop and score on that
kick. Score, or an interception and score, or whatever.
Now the Falcons will more than likely. You said Newkirk is the team that they might end up playing.
Yeah,
next.
a 9. Yeah, of course, this is a year where everybody's going into the playoffs, right? Due to COVID, everybody's making it. So this is a 9 seed.
Right. So in other words, Falcons are going to come in as a pretty high seed in this whole thing.
Yeah.
So
we just won the district.
So winning the district tonight, they've done a good job. So I'm sure Coach Franklin's going to look at the tape and have a lot to talk about. But Jimmy Harris is the player of the game. So keep listening here at Heart and Soul 92.1 and watch for updates, because you have to understand that as soon as the schedule comes out, the game will be scheduled and we'll be on the call next week. So the Falcons get an extended weekend, 1 day off, and they'll probably get back to work early part of next week, because you got to get ready for the next game.
Yes.
What's the difference, real quick, what's the difference between at the end of the regular season, that playoffs start, what's the first thing that you got to do mentally in terms of changing your mind or changing the projection of your thinking?
When Coach Franklin have film and talk to him, immediately after they get done looking at the film, the first thing he's going to do is probably shut it all down, and he's going to have a come to Jesus talk. And he's going to say, okay, we're getting ready to start second half of our season, and on this one, if we don't have a good day, we go home.
Right.
And he's going to stress the importance of improvement, and he's going to stress the importance of, making sure that we focus and get better, and hopefully, there's going to be some meetings with the coaching staff looking at what needs to be fine-tuned, and then they're going to start breaking down film. Like I said, Newkirk's going to be a 9 seed. If they, if they're the ones who come, that's what's projected. Doesn't necessarily know if he's going to be the right one, but when they come in, it'll be the equivalent of a game like tonight. We'll be playing that one at home, and should be one that's a fairly easy game.
All right, I want to thank all our sponsors for tonight's game: Communication Federal Credit Union, SSM Health, St. Anthony Hospital, A-Plus Lawn and Services, Metro Tech Technology Centers, Tinker Federal Credit Union, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Wings Supreme, David Threet's Hair Cafe School, First Security Bank, Heritage Funeral Home, Langston University, the Oklahoma City Black Chamber, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Sunshine Grocery Cash Saver Store, Power 103.5 and Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140. And just want to let you guys know on a programming note that you can listen to Douglas football tomorrow night as they take on McLeod, I do believe. And if you love that, then check this out. Star Spencer has a special game playing on Saturday at 2 o'clock against Hera. You can listen to that game here on Heart and Soul 92.1, and also it will be featured on live video stream, and also will be featured on Facebook Live. So get ready for high school football all over the place. As we get ready to get out of here tonight, want to say thank you to DJ Shakespeare. Look at that beautiful moon over there, Gary. You see that, the half-shaped moon over there?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get out of here and go take a look at the moon. How about that, folks? And go home a little bit early, get a couple of hours of extra sleep. Gary's going to get himself something to eat. He was running out. He's running out of juice up here, folks. He'll be back next week at good old confines of Millwood to go ahead and get that pork chop, because again, playoff pork chops are the best, Gary.
We'll see.
All right. So for Gary Woods, I'm Maurice Prince, and for DJ Shakespeare in studio, thank you so much for producing us. We'll see you guys next week on Millwood Falcon broadcast, but Heart and Soul will be on the air tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Pregame starts at 6:45 for Douglas and McLeod. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great Falcon Friday. You've been listening to Millwood Falcon Football, sponsored by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and OG&E. Good night.